And we are live. And let's see. Yeah, we are. I've done the what's called the counting on the fishes. Let's see. I believe I ended the stream with 1689, but apparently it was only 1682. So have I miscounted 7 fishes? Maybe, maybe not. Did I miscount them when I done the counting again? Maybe, but I did it twice in 2 different ways. It ended up with the same number, so it should be 1682. So today we will get over 1700. And yeah, then it's just 1000 fishes left to collect. And hopefully it will be, I mean, it will maybe be end of July I will succeed this number. When I think I can get more than 20 fishes per day. And that will end up being close to end of July. So hopefully that happens. And yeah, P1 have done the reaction of Formula 1. And led the race, the Spanish Grand Prix. And the race have done some video of the somewhat interesting person that have now joined Alpine. That you might ask, why is he back in that team of the some special stuff that happened 2008? I mean, he maybe still qualified to maybe help them with something, but it somewhat doesn't look that good. Oh, first fish for the collection this day. And stripy Magenta brown. Let's remove this egg. Okay, if a chicken come out from that, he will probably die now. Let's see what more happened. See. I think that's the only thing that I have seen that will be somewhat interesting to watch. Let's see. Yeah. I mean, Kym Illman have done some videos on maybe the fire that happened in McLaren. And maybe what people felt when Lando Norris didn't win the race in Spain, thanks to George Russell ruined the race. You know, what if the race would have been so amazing if George Russell never overtook in the beginning? Or that Norris could overtake him, like Max Verstappen. One more fish for the collection. And Betty Brown Magenta. So the fight between Lando Norris, or a fight, it actually would be a fight between Max Verstappen and Lando Norris than it was now in the Spain race. Max was leading and Norris was behind him all the time. And it would be so amazing if it one part of the race Lando Norris was actually leading and Max Verstappen trying to catch up. But nope, never happened. Thanks to George Russell, that then even didn't succeed to even be on podium in the end. You make that start, overtake them in the beginning, can lead the race, and then you don't even end up on the podium. Man, you wasted so much time for people that thought they would be watching an interesting race, and no, you made it to a boring race. Oh, one more fish for the collection on Cobb Pink Red. And let's see how many. 18. So 50 more fishes to count to 1,700, and that is I'll never get any copies. Then I will succeed with that. But how it look like, I need to collect, let's see, what was it, 18, so 36, then I 100% can say I will be over 1,700. Because it seems like mostly it will be 50% of the fishes I collect will be copies of fishes I already have. And also, I don't think Kym Illman will maybe mention that or will know the information. But it would be interesting what made this fire happen in the McLaren. Oh yeah, I don't know. I think it's called something special. They're pulled up place where they can be in. I think, but didn't something more happen? Maybe that clip we will also learn what Lando Norris. Apparently, Kym Illman took a photo of him having some weird clothes on him or something. Maybe we will learn something about that. Or will that be one more fish for the collection? It might be. Briny lime purple. Okay, but we can well start with P1 2024 Spanish Grand Prix Prix race review. Let's see what they thought about the race. I mean, in my opinion, thanks to Russell, it was the most boring race ever. And the most boring. Monaco can maybe take that 100% that title. But in that way, so much stuff could have happened, but it didn't. The fight between Max Verstappen and Lando Norris never happened, thanks to Russell. And let's see what more happened. Eller not happened. I mean, the fight. I mean, it felt like the top 10 drove in Formula 1. The rest of the bottom 10, they drove Formula 2. They did their own race. Nothing happened. The only interesting thing that happened in the race, I would say, so many pit stop happen, and when you did the pit stop, you can then easily get past people. It's like you almost lost nothing going into the pits, felt like. As soon as they come out in the pit stop, they were already almost fighting with the people they already was fighting with. But as maybe they drove so slowly, so going to the pit stop you didn't lose so much. But either way, maybe more pit stops should be forced. You need to do 2 pit stops per race than just 1. But yeah, let's see what they say.
And let's get into this
After
Monday
this
race review podcast. It's Spanish Grand Prix post-race edition. And we are going to dive into the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya chaos. The 10 out of 10 that beat the Canadian Grand Prix for entertainment up.
No, it did that. It could have. 100% could. Can't be a new fish for the collection. It wasn't. But I saw one that could be. Fuck. Where are you hiding? I mean, this is so annoying. Did I see something else? Ah, there we have it. No, don't disappear. One more fish for the collection. And Cobb, light blue lime. And this one we will just sacrifices to the gods, the fish gods. No. Man, that fish died fast. The fall damage and then Ay. Come on. This is going so bad. First, a lot of animals ruined this landscape, and now the creepers. I mean, this is not what creep have done. This is what animals does. Fucking ruin all the landscape. So annoying. Like, why? Fuck, you do this to me. There I have my house, and every time I look at this place, you just see how they just ruin it. So annoying. But I will one day place moss over the whole place to make it look like I have mods on, like some mods do when the dirt block is contacting the air or light or whatever it is looking for, so it look 100% green here. Oh yeah, we need to fix the and let's see, where should we place this? We place that one there. Nah, we should place it here. God damn it. Well, it's time to use my rooted block. good enough. Oh my gosh, so much shit stuff I have in my inventory now. Yeah, we collected one fish, the cob, light blue lime. And the fuck did they talk about? Oh, better than fucking Canadian race. No, fuck off. Yeah, you just ruined the biggest interest the race could have. Lando Norris versus Max Verstappen. Never happened. What more happened? Eller, didn't happen. The fight between Ferrari and Mercedes, I don't know, did that ever happen? Probably not. Could have. I mean, Perez, you can say, had actually a decent race between versus what the races, the two races before this one. So that's, you can say, something actually good. Alpine getting points, overtaking Haas in the construction ship, and for some reason was better than Visa Cash App RB Formula 1 team. That you can say also made, that could made, I mean, if their upgrade had worked, or would have worked, could the race have been even more, or somewhat more interesting? Seeing them, how, I mean, they may be fighting. Let's see, if we go and look, the results for Spain. Let's see, Esteban Gasly, let's see. I mean, if Visa Cash App RB Formula 1 team was fighting with Oscar Piastri, maybe even Carlos Sainz, wouldn't that race been really interesting? Like, how can Visa Cash App RB Formula 1 team made a so good car that they're fighting up here, and instead they're fighting with Williams? It's like, what the fuck happened with the upgrade? So, no, this race was nothing. A lot of nothing.
Aren't we right, Tommy?
Yeah, you're taking the mick, but it wasn't actually that bad.
It was that bad. Stop fucking coping.
And of course, it was nowhere near Canada, but Canada, for me, was one of the best races.
Oh yeah, the so many pit stops made something happen
in a very, very long time. But for Catalonia, it's pretty decent. And if this is now like,
I mean, if that decent, if that the peak, the fuck is the rest?
Baseline boring Grand Prix, I'll absolutely take it, because there was plenty to entertain.
I do love.
It could be so much better if fucking, first of all, Russell didn't fucking ruin it.
There was someone in Twitch that said that you'd said this for the last 4 years of Spain, that if this is Spain, then I'm happy. So maybe, just maybe, this circuit is actually a hidden gem and we just don't know it.
It could have been if Russell didn't ruin everything.
But yeah, it was an okay race. It wasn't too bad. There was some strategy elements and all kinds of things to keep our minds ticking over. So let's dive straight into it, shall we? And begin with your most memorable moment, Thomas.
Oh, let's see. It's mine. That's being in the points. Qualifying Q3. Oh no, I didn't fucking watch that, actually. I was sleeping. Or I had it on, tried to watch it, but was sleeping a lot under that qualifying. So actually, I saw it afterwards that Perez succeeding to be in Q3. Man, I wasn't there to see my boy Perez being in Q3. No, but I would 100% say Sergio Perez had a somewhat good race.
Yes, indeed, it was. Has to be really Verstappen versus Norris, and that little.
It was never a fucking versus. Only the qualifying. Fucking who cares about that?
Strategy battle that maybe didn't quite.
Yeah, and it didn't lead to something because Russell did ruin it from the start.
Quite pan out as amazing as maybe we have had in the past, but it kept us guessing throughout the whole race. Thankfully, it was a two-stop. I'm always a little bit pessimistic when they say a two-stop because probably one-stops have sort of been around for far too long now, and I always get a bit pessimistic when they're like, it is a two-stop, because teams always seem to try and make it a one-stop regardless. And there was one point actually where it looked like Lando, they might even try something like that.
Oh my god, if they did that, how bad would that have been? I mean, I do a two-stop with the hard tires was bad. What if a one-stop? Oh my god.
It kept us guessing, and made the race quite exciting because there were moments where it looked like Lando was chasing, and it did look like at one point Norris was kind of gonna come back at Verstappen and get him
then
at
he
the end,
didn't.
but it kind of Max had it covered that he kind of got back on the same strategy as Lando.
And also, what I've heard, I mean, Max Verstappen started with old tires, and Lando Norris started with new tires. So that made so Max Verstappen had new tires in the end, and Lando Norris had the old tires in the end. And that made so you can say maybe had a harder time to maybe get near to Max Verstappen.
But yeah, it was a good battle, and another Max Verstappen first, Lando Norris second, which seems to be like the new Hambot Ver, doesn't it, at the moment?
Certainly does. It was an intriguing part of the race for sure. Just keeping an eye on that. McLaren obviously rolling the dice a little bit and going for something different because they knew that if they just followed Verstappen into the pits, they would probably stay behind Verstappen because they didn't have the pace to pass, especially around Spain. You have to have a decent sort of half a second in hand in order to get close and get past, and I think that McLaren realised that wasn't the case, so they went for something different. I think they went 6 laps longer in that first stint on the soft tyres. Lando did a great job. The problem for McLaren is that Lando lost the lead at the start. That's the problem, where they were then having to chase and pass Verstappen, whereas if they'd kept the lead or at least stayed ahead of Verstappen, even if Russell swings around the outside, there's still a great chance for Lando to win that race. Mercedes didn't have the race pace that perhaps some of us thought they might bring today.
Yeah, the retards fought.
They were just a little bit off. But unfortunately, McLaren did something slightly different. It was good fun to watch, for sure, to see something slightly different, and it kept us intrigued, let's say. We weren't on the edges of our seat, but we were getting there towards the end. First question.
One more fish for the
P1 Picture
collection.
member Alan Endope. Are the strategies that McLaren have been doing preventing Lando from getting these wins?
He fucked up the start. So what the fuck can they do then? They need to do something to save it.
No. What has prevented Lando Norris from winning the Spanish Grand Prix is not getting a good enough start and staying ahead of Max Verstappen. That was the problem there. I have no negative thoughts or feelings towards what McLaren decided with that strategy. I think that it was the right decision to go something different, because you never know. An Imola situation, Verstappen's tyres start graining towards the end. Maybe they've bit the bullet a bit too early on the softs on that last stint, and McLaren actually get it right by having fresher softs towards the end. There were so many different variables.
Freshest tyres on all tyres.
That I appreciate McLaren went for something a little bit left field compared to what Verstappen and Red Bull were doing. There was nothing wrong with the strategy. Had Norris finished third or fourth, then sure. But they comfortably finished second and took it to Verstappen as good as they could.
They were maybe a little bit concerned that they would finish third, because they kind of were talking to him like, well, do we want to finish first or third here and like go for it but potentially sacrifice it? But it was kind of, in the end...
I mean, he was asking the team. I mean, they asked that question, he answered it. And what he said later feel like he was just confirming, okay, what do you guys want to fight? A win? Or just a bad placement? Also, Trident for the win, maybe. Give me... Come on, Trident. Give me a Trident. Man, don't hit me. Give me a Trident. No Trident for the collection, and we should place him down because we don't want him.
Second, if he'd have, gone exactly the same as Verstappen, and maybe, you never know, you might get a little bit of luck. We saw what happened at Miami, for example. He got that good fortune because he stayed out longer. We'll get into this later, but there weren't any cars retiring, and there's a very low chance. It's actually the second year in a row that everyone has finished the Spanish Grand Prix. So don't usually get safety cars and craziness here, but it was worth a risk. And I think in a weird way, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do wonder how the strategy paid out. If I think back to 2021, and when you had that Verstappen and Hamilton battle here, those two were so far ahead of the pack that Hamilton could afford to do something completely different. He was never going to lose positions. But the problem Lando had, and it's a nice problem to have in Formula One, is the pack is actually so close now that he didn't have that luxury where he could stay out so long and still be second and absolutely go for it at the end, because he had to pass lots of cars. And I do wonder if Hamilton hadn't have gone for the soft tyres at the end, and Lando could have had that, if Lando had gone behind Hamilton, it would have made his race so much more difficult because he was on softs as well and it would have been struggled to pass. But if that hadn't have happened, maybe they could have waited later and see if he could just go absolutely crazy, just destroy your tyres at the end, soft tyre runs, give us like 10 qualifying laps at the end and see if you can do it. But it didn't work out that way, which is a shame.
Yeah, we don't deal with ifs, buts and maybes on this podcast. We deal with absolutes, don't we, Tommy? And the absolute fact is that the Mercedes and Ferrari are, as you say, much closer than when we had that 2021 dogfight between Verstappen and Hamilton, and it doesn't open up all these strategy windows and opportunities to do something absolutely ridiculous. With it also being Spain, it's hard to overtake. So it had to. Well, we thought at one point during the watch along that Lando might have got a bit more stuck than he did, but he managed to get through that pack of sort of Hamilton, Russell, Sainz.
I don't get this narrative that McLaren. What I will say is, I don't get this narrative that McLaren have kind of like bottled the win for Lando. I don't see where that's come in at all. Personally, like I see a few people saying it could have done something different, maybe, but
I think what could they have done differently? For me,
one more fish for the collection.
I look at this question of McLaren have been preventing Lando from getting these wins. What has been preventing Lando from getting wins is someone called Max Verstappen, because I think it all came down to that. Lando pushed him on the grass at the start, and somehow Max still managed to get ahead of him into turn one, and it was all kind of undone there, because I think Lando said in his conversations afterwards, he admitted that McLaren had the best car today. He was like, McLaren was the best car, we should have won, but all came undone at the start. And what he said was the fact that the tyres, he had better tyres than Russell, but you only have a very short window where you can attack, and Max did that right at the start with his absolutely amazing move around the outside of Russell. But by the time Lando got there with Russell, the tyres are too hot, it's all warmed up, and you kind of like stuck in dirty air again. So it was, unfortunately for him, kind of lost at the start, not through like a McLaren blunder really. But that, to give him his credit, like, it is the nature of Barcelona. Like it's a tough. The pole position it's not like a slam dunk pole position like Monaco where you like got a perfect chance. You can quite easily lose it there.
Yeah, and also people wondering why didn't they go for a one stop with Lando? I don't think that would have worked either, because you saw the hard tyres and how slow they were on Russell's car and Sainz's car. Had he been on that for another 20 laps more than what those two decided to go on, I think Lando would have been in a much worse.
Let's see, we want to... Then we change that to this one. Well, look how similar they are. Light grey and grey. So similar. Remove, and then we go back to this one. Apparently not.
Position.
No.
So McLaren did what they took their learnings from practice. They knew which tyres would work well. They did something as different as they possibly could. I don't think they could have gone and done anything any more extreme to win the race. It was, as Tommy said, and I've sort of alluded to, it was lost at the start.
Yeah, thanks to George Russell. I mean, like, if he just was behind Max Verstappen, he could maybe have done something, but he was behind George Russell, who made it worse. Also, 2 more features for the collection: flopper orange blue, dasher light blue white.
Unfortunate for Lando, because of course being on pole position is not the best place to start sometimes for the Spanish Grand Prix. Next question, Trin22_ asks, is it time to finally get rid of the Driver of the Day award? I know it's a fun novelty thing, but it's pointless if used incorrectly. So I feel like you might be slightly hypocritical, Trin, with what you've said here, and the fact that you're saying get rid of it, but then you know it's a fun novelty thing, but it's useless. The whole point is that it is a fun novelty thing. It's a fan vote. You can't control the fans or how they vote. A lot of fans are very blindly in favour of their own driver. So, yes, it is slightly irritating if a driver that's done very well clearly still doesn't win the Driver of the Day award. But it is a fun novelty thing where Verstappen, I think, at one point won Driver of the Day, and he didn't even finish the race, I think, maybe in Kota once. So
that's what I remember.
There are plenty of moments that are much more ludicrous than this. Of course, Lando won this weekend. He still drove an amazing race, don't get me wrong. Lando drove a great race.
One more fish for the collection.
Drove better, in my opinion, and perhaps there was a couple of others that deserved it as well. But it's just a popularity contest. It's a shame that Max didn't win it, but he doesn't win it anymore because people expect him to win, and therefore Driver of the Day is basically underdog of the day. Is kind of what that award is.
Yeah, very true. Maybe this is just because I'm 50 years old and I've been watching the sport for forever, that it just doesn't bother me that much, Driver of the Day, and it to the point where like I almost don't even really take it in, that it doesn't annoy me so much. I see a lot of fans getting really like frustrated by it. It's like, no, that's not Driver of the Day. But at the end of the day, it is like this question saying, it's a fun novelty award, and yes, it's wrong more often than it's not, because Max has driven an absolutely superb race. But then, like you said, it was ironic that Max. It was such a meme in like 2017 and 2016 when Formula One boomed in the Netherlands that Max Verstappen would get the award even if he'd just kind of finished fourth in a normal race. but now he's put in
why
an
not?
absolutely unbelievable performance. I'm sure Max Verstappen is definitely not crying into his 61st Grand Prix victory trophy and going, "Oh, I really wish I'd won Driver of the Day." So,
and also as well,
he
it's
might.
Trin's comment here, but it's.
I mean, it could be. If he sees that as a winning, that is also, it's a win. If in his eyes that's still a win. He can be somewhat annoyed. Oh, two more fishes for the collection. Spotty, white, orange, and then we have Snooper, light grey, purple.
Pointless if used incorrectly. It's also pointless if used correctly as well. There is no point.
There's
to
no
Driver of the Day
gain.
awards.
Yeah.
You don't gain any points.
A novelty award at the end of the year, and
it's just a bit of bants.
Exactly.
Okay, let's go to my most memorable moment now, and it is Russell's.
Oh shit! What did he say? Yes. Ah, fuck that.
Epic start.
No.
I mean, my goodness gracious me.
It's
Who
ruined
saw
everything.
that coming from 4th on the grid?
It was interesting to see, but fuck, it's ruined the race.
First question, 2001 Joe_Mendy. How much closer are Mercedes to potentially winning a race before the year is out?
Not at all.
Well, Canada was a slam dunk. They should have won that race, hands down. They had the fastest car in those conditions. Maybe not all of the conditions, because of course Russell got caught quite a lot. But Mercedes should have won Canada one way or another. Spain, they've clearly they're still missing a little bit. Lewis, I think, was quite surprised to be on the podium or being somewhere close. And he said without his terrible start, for want of a better word of what he used, he may have been a bit closer to the front too. But Mercedes aren't there yet. They're figuring their car out finally by the looks of things. Winning a race is definitely possible, though. 15, 20 seconds back, maybe should have been 10, maybe if Lewis didn't have that bad start. That's in the sort of region of capitalising if someone makes a mistake or if someone trips over somebody. So yeah, Mercedes definitely have a great chance, purely because they've got two amazing drivers as well.
Until the next season, and they don't have it anymore. And the team will just get worse.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they won a race before the year is out, but I also wouldn't get too carried away that it will happen at Austria next weekend.
Yeah, Mercedes are definitely far better off than they were before. It does feel like Mercedes will surely get a win, but we've kind of been saying that for a very long time. I think the problem for most of the grid here is just Max Verstappen being Max Verstappen and doesn't, he rarely scuppers his chance of winning.
I mean, for Mercedes to win a race, Ferrari need to fuck up, McLaren need to fuck up, and then Red Bull need to 100% fuck up. It's like, with that odds, will you ever be close to win a race? I mean, that made Brazil so easy for them to win. McLaren wasn't even up there. Red Bull, Ferrari started the grading, or they couldn't use the engine as they wanted. So they were off the limit. So only team Mercedes needed to fight against was Red Bull. And if Red Bull fucked their car up, then they had no one to fight against that race. Now they have McLaren, Ferrari and Red Bull need to fuck up for them to win a race. That's highly unlikely.
So, but Mercedes are looking a lot better. It was
a lot better. Okay, a lot better. Does that mean they're looking good? Or are they still looking bad?
Another situation where George is at the front at the start of the race, and then somehow Hamilton's ahead of him. But what I would say to that, and we'll get into this next, is that I think, let's be honest, like George got the bad strategy and the bad pit stop there. So, but it's still a case of like to me, watching that race, like Hamilton was absolutely flying when he put new tyres on, and I'm sure a lot of probably like Lewis Hamilton fans probably feel that they watch him and at the moment and just go like, if he'd started higher up or if he could just bag like a pole position, like he would have a really good chance of like getting a victory, but it just doesn't quite. He shows moments.
Isn't that beautiful? He do a bad qualifying, and then he's good in the race, but it leads to nothing.
The brilliance, but he's not like at the front like he used to be to like make it stick. That's kind of what's happened in the last couple of races. So I feel like they'll get there, and it'd be great to see because obviously Hamilton leaving Mercedes, it'd be cool for him to get a win before.
No,
he
it
goes,
wouldn't. Fuck him.
We'll have to wait and see. Absolutely wild stat now that since Max won in the 2016 race when he got his maiden win, he's now won more races than Hamilton since that moment, which is quite a wild thing. Very wild.
That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Let's touch slightly on George's start.
The ridiculous. It's awesome. Fuck Lewis Hamilton.
So good.
The fourth on the grid, Lando and Max. They knew themselves that they were hampering each other because neither were slipstreaming the other person. They were literally side by side down towards turn one almost the entire way. George got a slightly better start than Lewis and just slingshot McGee. Slipstream, a bit more slipstream, swings out to the racing line and then just swoops all the way around the outside. It could not have been more.
He knew what to
textbook.
do straight away, didn't he? Yeah, he knew what he was doing straight away. It was just like, thank you very much. 2 slipstreams on the racing line, boom. Like, yeah, it was perfectly executed.
It certainly was. Unfortunately, it did not convert into a victory for George Russell.
Or even fuck a podium.
Next question. P1 Patreon member Savage Monkey 3.0. Now that Lewis got P3, is this now a good time for people to stop saying they are sabotaging his car?
Probably not. It will probably be the first and last podium for him this year.
Vi bakar med kärlek.
Nej, det är så.
Man, so many ads. Okay.
It's quite the story that's sort of come here, and it doesn't help that Hamilton sort of started these murmurs, and then it's sort of snowballed from there. Of course, Hamilton, I think in Monaco, said he doesn't think he'll out-qualify George for the rest of the year, and things like this.
He makes slight little digs, doesn't he? That are quite cryptic. That he doesn't.
Of course, yeah. Team LH especially are going to latch onto and be like, my driver's being sabotaged. And I mean, fair enough. I get it. As a fan, if I heard my driver saying, "Well, I'm probably not going to out-qualify my teammate for the rest of the year,"
and the way he says
why?
it was like for reasons and almost like reasons, and doesn't really go into
what are
it.
Those reasons?
Like,
but I think it's fair to say that for the Spanish Grand Prix, individually, Lewis got the better strategy, the better pit stop, and beat George Russell out on track. There was no team orders to say, no, Lewis, can't go through. None of that stuff. So, and again, it just comes back to, why would Mercedes sabotage the driver that has created a legacy with their team? What is there to gain? I do not understand.
To fuck him?
I don't get it.
It's not even that. It's why would a Formula One team sabotage their own car? Full stop. We had these conversations when I think you could go back to when Daniel Ricciardo and Max Verstappen were teammates, and Max Verstappen was having a great run. Daniel Ricciardo, I think, went through like 4 or 5 races where his car was the one that kept breaking down, and suddenly it's like, oh, Max is the golden boy. They're going to sabotage. Like, what? Why would teams spend so much money, have so many mechanics, they're all working? Like, it's actually like very disrespectful to all the like the hard-working individuals that, and I can imagine like
yellow line,
these mechanics and stuff that do these long nights and away from their families and stuff, and then they hear these rumors. It must be like very like disappointing and kind of annoying.
Can't be funny.
They're like work.
They are part of a cover-up. The inside job, making the other driver bad. The legacy you can ruin. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Taking their asses off basically to deliver and do the best they can, and then people...
I mean, who knows? because Lewis Hamilton leaving Mercedes, maybe a lot of engineers and mechanics maybe starting hating him. I just want to see him suffer.
I think that they're tampering or doing something silly with the car. It's just a ridiculous thing to say. Like, no team.
I mean, they can see him as a... Oh, what's it called? A trader. They left the team. He's now the enemy.
Goes racing and just basically breaks their own car. Like, it's just a stupid thing to even suggest.
Yeah, because they're a bit heartbroken that they're leaving for another team, or it's...
I mean, it could be true. I mean, some mechanic maybe are. They are maybe supporting Mercedes so far. They will do that to make Hamilton suffer.
Not, this isn't...
Like, I totally get, like, even if they'd done, like, the strategies...
Maybe Toto Wolff pays the mechanics to do it. I mean, who knows? He maybe have some hatred to Lewis Hamilton now because he's leaving. And pay for some inside job to ruin his car. I mean, it could be true.
And they'd given, like, George the strategies now. It wouldn't be very popular. It'd be very, very unpopular. But you could kind of say, well, they're not breaking any laws or rules or anything. Like, they're backing a driver that's going to be with them in the future. But to go to the point of saying they're sabotaging, like, it's just not right.
It's not.
Maybe it's not right, but it can still happen. Doesn't people say that everything can happen in Formula 1? What? Man, I hate that fucking statement. Everything can happen in Formula 1. Oh yeah, Haas can now fucking win a race. Fuck off. No, they can't. And then we have this. No, they can't possibly ruin his car. Why not? Everything else is so fucking possible in the races. Why can't the mechanics wanna ruin his car? I mean, someone crashed a car in 2008 to maybe make someone else win. Why would you crash your own car? Why would you make someone... First of all, you have a person that crashed their car. That's weird. You have also people that tell the person to crash the car. I mean, apparently you can waste a lot of money to make something happen that you want to happen.
It's not at all.
Oh
So
my
let's
god, they're so fucking retarded.
move on now to another question and another team and another driver. And it comes from Oxider Brock, and the statement is, Perez, make it make sense.
What? I mean, he qualified in Q3 and he got points. What more do Red Bull need? They have Max Verstappen. If they don't want Max Verstappen, then maybe they should fire Perez. If they want Max Verstappen, maybe they made a contract to make him stay. Maybe that's the reason why he got the 2-year contract. They want to keep Max Verstappen.
I don't know. I don't...
Hey, because you fucking retarded, come on! Is it really so hard to maybe think what will make Red Bull wanna keep Perez? Could it be they wanna keep Max Verstappen? Yeah, I mean, that's a possibility. But from brain dead people, knowledge and information, thinking would never happen.
Understand? It doesn't make any sense.
No, so make sense of it. What could Red Bull possibly... Why would Red Bull wanna keep Perez if he's doing bad? Maybe the top driver maybe have a contract that makes so they need to keep him. Who knows?
Look, where's the sabotage Perez?
Like when Lewis Hamilton wanted Bottas. As soon as they remove Bottas, how much do Hamilton wanna stay if George Russell can take the glory now? Maybe not that much.
Rumours, you know what I mean? Like, why does he fall off a cliff just immediately? He signs a contract and goes...
Why did Lewis Hamilton fall off a cliff? outqualified by Russell many times. George Russell have got the win since the start of 2022. Hamilton haven't. He got the first podium this year. Lewis Hamilton maybe got the second, but he didn't get the first one. So what happened with Lewis Hamilton? Fucking retards.
Done for the year. This... It's just a drop-off in form that...
Like Lewis Hamilton.
I'd
wild,
love to
isn't
know
it?
why. It's not... Perez is a seasoned, experienced driver.
I fucking season experience, all this talking point. I mean, one thing that I want to know really interesting. Let's say he's not driving 100% perfect. If it's super fucking close, like they always fucking say in the qualifying, and McLaren is really fucking good, and maybe Ferrari also is really fucking good, where the fuck will he still end up? If he do everything right, where will he still end up? I mean, he will get to Q3. But where in the placement? I mean, I believe Leclerc and Norris is better than Perez. So, top 4. But Oscar Piastri, he can also do a good qualifying, okay? P5. I mean, Carlos Sainz, can you also do something better? Okay, P6. I mean, don't you believe Lewis Hamilton or George Russell can make a good qualifying if the car is good? Okay, now where are we now? Let's see. Now here we are at P8. So if everything like they want, a fucking 4-team battle, if that happens, where the fuck will Perez end up? If every one of these people will get a good car. P8, in my opinion, will maybe be the best, or P7. He can maybe slightly beat Carlos Sainz, if he is lucky. So, okay, it doesn't look like a good qualifying for him. But everything is so close, okay. So it was a good qualifying?
That has shown, at times, that he is world class. And he's had some victories that have been incredible. And he was the street track king for a little while. And all of this sort of stuff.
No longer.
How is he now battling a stake on lap 52 or whatever it was? I don't...
Yeah, why? Yeah, where did he start? Haven't Lewis Hamilton battle team? I mean, he's doing bad qualifiers all the time. He must be battling a lot of things that he shouldn't be battling.
What direction did Red Bull go with?
Maybe keeping Max Verstappen. Come on, can't you just think for a moment?
Being a minute behind Verstappen at the flag.
Yeah, that I can't see that as Perez being that bad.
And also Peter Windsor apparently thought Perez did a good race. And it's like, the fuck are these people look at? If Peter Windsor that laughed after I thought it was a big joke when Perez thought or said he could maybe fight for a championship. If he says he did a good race, what kind of information do he see that they never apparently can't see? Maybe they are. Some medical words.
It doesn't make sense. Like, what direction does this car go in when the season starts compared to sort of where it is now? And it's bizarre. It's absolutely bizarre. It's one thing that I can't weigh in on because I don't know. I have.
Like I said, some medical words is maybe need to use to explain why you can't understand, or try to think so you can slightly understand what can possible make Red Bull wanna keep Perez. I mean, one thing, the money, the support he have around the world. I don't know what country, I think maybe was it in Japan. Something got sold only in Japan. Perez side got outsold faster than Max Verstappen. The sponsor Perez can bring in. And maybe the biggest supporter of having Perez still in the team can be Max Verstappen. So if you wanna keep Team Max Verstappen in your team, is it that really that bad to keep Perez then? If you keep Max Verstappen? They saying all the time, the biggest problem for people to winning a race is Max Verstappen. Okay, if that's the biggest problem, what the fuck wouldn't you wanna keep that? And if you wanna keep that, you need to keep Perez also. Is that the biggest downgrade ever? Probably not. And when everything is good for Perez, he is good, so you keep Max Verstappen, and then you need to just work more on the car to make him happy also. Maybe a small price to pay to win more championships and construction ships.
Not even the foggiest as to why this is happening with Perez.
Yeah, it is one of those difficult...
And then we have this person that apparently watched Formula 1 for 50 years and then can't apparently also think.
Things to know, because he's clearly not that bad. Like, if you put Perez...
And also, like I said, if every car in the top 5 teams had a good car, he would be best P7 or P8. Red Bull can be super good, but if the other is also good, he will not start in their race that good.
In, I don't know, like another.
And if he start that bad, he will probably finish that bad. What did he finish in the race? He finished P8. So, I mean, if everything goes that way they want Formula 1 to goes, for team fight, then he will 100% always finish P8, maybe P7, if Carlos Sainz do something bad. But if Lando Norris, Lewis Hamilton, George Russell, Charles Leclerc have a good car, maybe even Oscar Piastri, maybe he can beat. But if the other have a good car, he never beat. So he can best be P6 if he succeed to beat Carlos Sainz and Oscar Piastri. But if Charles Leclerc have a good car that he likes, George Russell, Lewis Hamilton, Lando Norris also have that, he will never beat that. He will never be on the podium if they have a good car that they like. So a bad race that you can say is now a bad race, it will be a good race when the other teams are, in my opinion, better. But in their opinion, they are already close to Red Bull, so I don't understand.
Another team, he's not finishing a minute behind his teammate, and part of it is that Verstappen.
Okay, first of all, where did he start? Okay, he got into Q3. But he had this fucking retarded penalty from Canada that made him start further away. also he had I mean, I will also say he may not if Max Verstappen have started where he did, he will have got past people so much more easily. But he isn't that good. So they make him get it past people becomes harder. But he still finished where he could have finished. So you could say he did everything he could.
Is really, 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 really good. But also, there's obviously just something there that's not working for him. And Helmut Marko said it in the qualifying one. We're on a more normal track now. He should do better. And
he did. He got in Q3.
On paper, he's got points, but he's still a minute off the lead. Like when the bar.
Wow. I mean, everything, the qualifying is so close. If he finished 1 minute, what the fuck did everyone else behind him finish then? Didn't you say qualifying is so close? Between the top 4 teams?
Bar is low when that's a better performance, that he's a minute off and only just beaten an Alpine. Like, he's racing the Alpines while Max is winning the race. And I'd love to know, like, what, like, his honest...
Oscar Piastri was fighting Alpine. He started P10. Wait, qualifying. No, starting grid, let's see. Yeah, Oscar Piastri started behind Alpines near Fernando Alonso. So he was fighting Alpine and Aston Martin. So what does that say about Oscar Piastri? I mean, I say Paris out-qualify Oscar Piastri, and I thought Oscar Piastri was a good qualifier. He even said that Oscar Piastri will 100% if he have a good car, he will out-qualify Sergio Perez 100%. And here we have a qualifying when Perez didn't got out qualified.
Like real thoughts of, you know, what goes through his head when he pulls into Parc Ferme and Max is there celebrating another win and he's just finished a minute behind in 8th. And that's a better race than he's had in the last 2 Grand Prix as well. Yeah, it's crazy because it is. The form is
oh my god, is this talking point over soon? Fuck me.
Exactly the same as last year, where it's kind of started. Oh, Perez is actually doing decent. He's going to definitely keep his seat. Sign new contract. Goodbye. Like absolute no.
No, it's not the same. He had a bad race, then DNF in Monaco. Then the contract was I don't know. It was signed, but it was released. Then one more DNF, and now on Q3 qualifying, and then points in the race. So it went bad, really bad. Contract, really bad. Just bad. Also, one more fish for the collection. And Betty, purple, white. And also on Trident, let's see if we can get it. Also, I want to have some codfish. Give me some free codfish. No, don't hit me, hit the fish. Nice. No, don't hit me. Nice. let's see. Trident. Can we get one? Not Trident. We only get Trident in Formula 3 and Formula 2. Let's see. Yeah, collected that one.
Nosedive off a cliff. Can't even, like, one of, if not the worst performing driver against the
and
team.
Also, fuck off with this fucking talking point. And remember, something really fucking interesting maybe they should look up. Look at, who the fuck is P2? And who's fucking P2 here? P2, P3. And then we have, let's see. Here we have a bad race. Here we have the DNF, slightly good race. So it's like, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 races that was good, 2 races with DNF, 2 races that you can say was bad, and the other races was outside the podium. What the fuck would you wanna keep him?
Teammate. Like, it's wild how bad it is.
Also, less points on his the end of the season. The cheaper will his driver license for Formula 1 be. Oh fuck me, I have not changed it. God damn it. Give me. I removed the thingy. Now we can fucking see it. Badass. P2, then P3. So yeah, man, this fucking talking point. No, then we have this fucking ad. Go away. Go away. Fucking 20-second ad. What the fuck? Hey. Holy shit. Why is so much talking about fucking Sergio Perez? I mean, thanks to Sergio, I mean, if Sergio Perez was equally good or slightly bad than Max Verstappen, who will then fucking win the race? Will Lando Norris be able to win a race? No. Don't we want Lando Norris to win a race? Oh shit. What does that fucking mean now, you fucking retard? I thought you wanted to see Lando Norris win races. But if Sergio Perez is up there, he will not win races. Do we want Charles Leclerc to win races? Oh no, apparently not. We want Sergio Perez to win races. Do we want Hamilton or George Russell to win? No. We want Sergio Perez to be up there, so he will be the one that win races then. Huh. If Max Verstappen have an off week, Perez should be there. He should be. But do we want him to be there? I want to see Lando Norris to win a race. Actually, I want to see Sergio Perez actually winning races, but I'd rather see if another team can be able to win a race. Then I 100% want to see Charles Leclerc and Lando Norris. I mean, even Oscar Piastri and Carlos Sainz. And I would say Sergio Perez makes so that can happen. Instead of the being Mercedes times 2016 and up. Nico Rosberg and Hamilton is is taking wins of each other. We have Max Verstappen that wins. And then we have other teams, when he's doing bad, wins the races. And I think that's not that bad. But yeah, people that can't think, they ask for something, then they see something else, and then they complain of something they already asked for. They want at the top, the 4 teams battle. That means 4 different teams can win races. Does it then mean you want other people than Red Bull to win races then? Or will you be more happy that seeing Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez is taking all the wins? Just like 2023. One more fish, spot the grey Magnanta. And do we have sun? We don't have sun. No, we can start.
So, the thing is, right, if he was constantly off the pace from round 1 to now, you go, well, maybe it's understandable. He doesn't like the car, philosophy, whatever it might be. But he has these starts to the season where you go, well, Perez is 10, 15 seconds off Max or something. Perfect. Well done. That's great. And then it just snaps, and then he goes, I can't drive anymore. I don't get it. So I do, my heart genuinely goes out to...
I mean, is the Perez fault that he's do these bad races, or is the team fault that not make him able to be good in the car? I mean, until we know that information, can you even... Do you know who you actually should complain? I mean, if the... I mean, if they don't give him the right information how to drive the car, should you complain that Perez didn't find out how to drive the car?
Perez, because clearly something does not work with Perez and him, and we've seen it many times before with other drivers.
Or the mechanics, they're trying to fix the car for him. Maybe they are doing something wrong.
When they go to Red Bull, it doesn't work for them. Of course, Albon has gone on...
Maybe all the information they get from Perez is what they think means this, maybe means something else. So when they are trying to make the car better for him, the more or less maybe doesn't make it car better for him.
The High Performance podcast and spoken about how Max has such a unique sort of driving style and how much he loves it on the nose, but it's not like it's insane like how much he wants it on the nose. So I wonder if it is just something that Perez cannot get his head around, and it's as simple as that. But either or, we will leave it there because quite frankly,
like Peter Windsor have even mentioned. I don't know what he said. He said something about if the mechanics have told him, just look at where do Max Verstappen position himself, how do he drive the car, like how does it look when he drive the car versus he himself drive the car. Did Peter Windsor mention? And I believe they did not do that. And doesn't that mean they don't do everything they can do to try to make Sergio Perez equally good? Well, not equally good, but good enough. So people will not ask why Perez is in the Red Bull. But no, here we have the greatest minds in the world.
it's just
a boring
bizarre
conversation
until
until Red Bull actually come out and say, right, Perez, you've got 3 more races. If you don't pick up, you're getting fired. There's
Probably
not really
not
anything else we can talk about.
No.
Like, it's the same conversation again and again and again.
Let's speak about drivers that aren't doing great. Pfizer Car 123BS comes in with, how is Sargent still last? Tsunoda had 3 stops and a penalty. Albon started from the pit lane and went into the gravel. Yeah, Logan Sargent.
No! Man, don't mention all that stuff. That's so biased against the American driver. So much American hate. I mean, Formula 1 doesn't even want an American team, apparently. And they have fucking Haas. Slightly weird. But let's see. Did results? No. Schedule. Then we go to the race. Then we go to the results, and then we look. And Logan Sargent, yep, lost. Oh, plus 2 laps. He was really lost then. But this could also be okay, that doesn't answer why he's lost, but the 2 laps can also be he was the last car Max Verstappen passed before he won. But yeah, you can really ask, the fuck do Logan Sargent do?
Sargent. I mean,
It
I
wasn't
think
even just last. He was like you blinked and he was like, it was like, oh, 'cause I think you said like, Logan, this is your chance, and then you blinked and he was 20 seconds behind him.
Well, it was his chance in qualifying, and it was also his chance in the race. I think he was around 15-20 seconds behind Albon. Albon went into the gravel on his soft tyres. You can see his soft tyres weren't great after going into the gravel. It's not going to do the compound any good. I think it was down to about 12. You think, okay, Logan, championship back on at Williams, and then you blinked and he'd lost 8 seconds.
Fight for P20 between him and
yeah, and then you blinked and he's lost nearly 10 seconds to his teammate again.
Yeah, quite. We need to look at this. 3 different. Oh my god. Put this. Go to this. Remove that. Oh shit. That I shouldn't move. This I should move. We have one Batty, we have, I don't know, fucking no. That look like a clayfish. So 3 different, let's see if we can get a better screenshot. No, don't swim away from it. Swim back. Oh, come on, swim up now. Or swim down. You swim down or he will swim up. Nacken stavars, him dig, can't be she. Okay, now go fuck yourself. Batty, let's see what this is. Cob, I was almost saying cob, but no. Batty, grey lime, cob, orange lime, and then we have clayfish, orange, purple. Yep, clayfish, orange, purple. Oh, do we have one more? A cob. No, dasher. The fuck. Okay, dasher light blue green. Dasher light blue green. Okay, let's yeah, you continue.
It is bizarre, but I think with this one it's a slightly easier conversation.
Oh shit, Logan Sargent. Man, alltså he's not doing great too. Man, why did they pick him for the Williams? Man, I was hoping so much they would pick Mick Schumacher. He wasn't signed for Haas, but he got points. He maybe crashed too much, but maybe tried too much. And it would be so amazing if he got the seat to Williams. Or if you didn't want Mick Schumacher, Drugovic won the championship. Why not pick him? But don't you want one more Brazilian guy in the team? Wait, didn't you have him? Yeah, he's from Brazil. The guy that joined Ferrari after Michael Schumacher left. Mas. Did you say the name of the FIA person that made the amazing call 2021 Abu Dhabi race? The Messiah that gave Max Verstappen the championship. So beautiful. Or I say the name of the driver, because I believe they have, I don't know if they have same name, but it is really similar. Almost weird that it's so similar. But yeah, but no, they picked Logan Sargent, and that was why. Drugovic and Mick Schumacher. I want to see them in Formula 1 again. Please let them be back.
Because he has not shown any promise compared to Albon. He's not outqualified him once in a normal, I think he's done it once maybe in a sprint, but realistically he's not had even one weekend to showcase that he's got
what it takes to be a Formula 1 driver. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, he's not horrific, he's not someone that's 4 seconds off the pace, but he's not good enough to keep a Formula 1 seat, and that's a very fair assessment, I think. I know there are some people that think, oh, give Logan till the end of the year because he lost the car in Australia. Now he had to give it to Albon and it's put him on the back foot for the rest of his life. No, he has to at some point, if that is something that so drastically affected him. But you then look at his performances before that and you go, the only time he's actually scored points on 2 people disqualified. It's not like he's had that dip in form from there and you go, give him a chance. Yeah. He's not had form.
It's not like I'm trying to think of like drivers, like even like Yuki Tsunoda, right? Like he had a pretty terrible first year. He was crashing a lot, but there was that speed.
Oh yeah, Tsunoda, man. And there's something that was depressing with Tsunoda. The car in Gasly hands was really good. It was fighting. I mean, I don't know much McLaren, Ferrari, but 100% Alpine that 2021 year. Also one more fish for the collection. Playfish, pink, orange. Yes. We need to go down, and this one will be placed here. No, fuck me, what was I saying? Logan Sargent. Oh yeah, Tsunoda, Alpha Tauri. Vet han av, vissa cash up RB Formula 1 team. There was Toro Rosso before Alpha Tauri. That was Minardi before Toro Rosso, I believe. Minardi F1. Yeah, 2005. They became Toro Rosso before they were Minardi. Oh no, I need to change that again. God damn it! I need to have 2. One I can always have screenshots if I want, and then Google in another. What day we have? Another day, and then we have it 2005. Oh shit. Of Red Bull Toro Rosso. We want to place that one there, and then we want to place that there, and then we can... Oh, we want this one again. We want buckets. So 3 or 4 more fishes we can collect. Then it's time to go down. As 100% hopefully we get over 1,700. It will be so depressing if we can't. I mean, we need only 18 more fishes for the collection to get past 1,700. Getting to 1,700. And if I collect like 40 fishes, at least 20 of them can maybe be copies. So hopefully I will get past. The best, it will be good if I get past 1,700. The good thing will be if I actually get 100% 1,700. But if I get less than 1,700, then that will be annoying. But I also doesn't count the normal fish I've collected, so I can actually be over 1,700 already. But not, I only counting the tropical fish with a really boring name, you can say. Jag menar, grey lime, green blue, magenta light blue, grey magenta, grey light grey, orange purple. It's like 100% what the color is.
There where you're like, if it clicks, it will click and he's got a chance, and that's why like a team that's backed him and a bit more experience, whereas Logan, like you say, never has shown that. Just something that I have to
also
mention.
The backing was really funny. Sonoda was surprised to keep his seat after 2021 season. Maybe that wasn't that bad to keep him. Also, one more fish for the collection. A Suntrick brown white. Continue.
On the podcast, which is absolutely brutal, is did you see the clip of David Coulthard?
One more.
During I think it's the Dutch coverage for your play, and he was doing like a Ted's Notebook style sort of thing where he's like walking around, and he's going around the car park where the drivers park in the paddock.
Also, this I would say, when I'm watching Formula 1, I usually see the stuff with Coulthard. And man, because he have been in Red Bull and probably know Christian Hornet, I feel like he can so easily just get a random interview before every race, just because I don't know, just because of reasons. Why not? Why not wanna talk to Coulthard before the race? And man, he just go up to whoever he sees, and hopefully they wanna talk to him. But yeah, it's something amazing you can see when you doesn't look at or watch British wasted time, when you can actually watch something interesting.
And he goes up to a car that's basically parked, and they've like bumped the nose into the bollard, and he's like, "Can you guess whose car this is?" "Yep, that's right, it's Logan Sargent's."
Oh my god, that thing I've probably not seen. But man, I must see that. I mean, like, he's so... I don't know. He just saying what he sees. If he see you doing something bad, he will probably just randomly just mention, oh yeah. He probably done it to Perez also, who knows.
He was like, that is so savage. And it was
Now I
actually
need to know,
Logan.
was that actually Logan's
It was
car?
actually Logan's car that had bumped into the bollard in the car park.
Oh no.
Which is just like a case of like when it rains it pours. And the sad thing for Logan is he is becoming like the Latifi character now, isn't he? Where he is just memed and kind of ridiculed, it has to be said. But the sad reality is like that's elite sport, and we all want Formula One to be the best 20 drivers in the world, and unfortunately Logan isn't like, he's not one of them. Like, I know it's a really brutal thing to say, but it's true. Like, he's not. Like, you can see that.
24.
But then the same conversation
30, 36,
about
39.
About will he stay for the next race? I think
He will probably stay in for the next race. 39. 16. 82. No, it should not be 82. 39. 19. 21. So we can be up 1,721. Probably not, but in theory we are up 1,721. 39. 18, 20, 22, 24, 30, 30, 36, 39. Yes. Now continue.
I think he's got time. Like they're just waiting for next year now.
Probably the waiting. But man, they should never have been in that position. If they just have picked Drugovic or Mick Schumacher.
Next year, or just the summer break, and then they might make some tough decisions, maybe. Perhaps. We'll see. Next question. Ross Bella 16. Did Sainz deserve a penalty this weekend, or at least a warning? He had contact early on with his teammate, damaging his wing, and then later on with Lewis. Now...
Go away. Oh no. Didn't. God damn it. At least we didn't have a fucking... whatever the sound the ad gave. Oh! Let's see if we can pause it on a good... Oh, I can skip that ad, but... why would I? When I can maybe get a real great sponsor for a driver. Okay, nope. There we have it. I hope Max Verstappen will try to get a sponsor with Max. Now, would it just be the perfect? And then just have Max Verstappen approve or like this burger or something. Man, hopefully he will try to make a deal with... No, we were right. Okay, these signs deserve a penalty this weekend, or at least a warning.
Early on with his teammate, damaging his wing, and then later on with Lewis.
Maybe not.
Now, this is an interesting debate, because Carlos Sainz within his own cockpit felt like he was being hard done by left, right and centre, and thought that... Was it Hamilton? He thought that Hamilton deserved a penalty.
He thought Hamilton should have got penalties.
Even though, from my opinion...
people think he's probably should
didn't touch. I didn't see them actually make any contact unless it was the tiniest slither of a love tap. at the very best. Rubbing's racing. I don't know why that deserves a penalty. Maybe he felt because he rode up on the curb that it felt a little bit more sort of devastating from his perspective. But I think that with Sainz, he was very lucky to not get a penalty with Charles Leclerc. And he was going side by side there, went straight on, carried on, and we never heard anything from the stewards after it was being investigated.
I was literally watching that again. Like, how has he got away with that? He's basically made an overtake by going off.
Yeah, like they're still fighting into turn one.
True.
Like, that's not a legal overtake.
Yeah, that's not a legal.
Legal overtake. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's true, isn't it? Like, that is not. You shouldn't be allowed to keep that position, regardless if it's your teammate that's the one that you've done it on.
And then he's saying about the rule book and we're not following it, and then we're just sat there going, "Are you the same guy that cut turn one?"
Yeah, if they followed the rule book, you'll be having a penalty, bro.
So what I found very fascinating was Charles Leclerc's interview after the race, where he was saying essentially that Carlos Sainz was putting on a bit of a show because of the state of his career, which, when you watch the video, it doesn't come across as savage as when you read it as a transcript. But I have just seen that Carlos Sainz has said back to that, it's too many times after the race that he complains about something, which, oh my
who complained in the race.
God, it's boiling over.
Oh, come on.
What is happening? The bromance.
We need another
It was never a bromance
moment. They're really good mates, though, aren't they? Like,
they are. They're great
in
mates.
our
yeah, like Esteban Ogone and Gasly.
Said in our podcast that, like, even when the day comes, which will obviously be soon now, we didn't know that at the time, that they're not teammates anymore. Like, they'll still be like really good mates, and probably like the closest mates on the grid. So,
when you read stuff, as I say, like I'm sure the way he actually said it was, too many times after the race he complains about something. Sometimes you have a bit of a bicker, and we just go, "Oh my God, they hate each other." When
they do.
Realistic,
they're 100%. Racing drivers at the end of the day. Like,
they're racing drivers.
It's
they're
like
cooling
Lando
down.
and Max, right? Like they
will kill each other. Just look at the attack Lando Norris did in the start of the race. Like, Verstappen almost died there. It was horrible to watch that.
They'll have their moments. We said yesterday in that video, wouldn't expect Leclerc and Norris because they're playing on Twitch together, and then they had this whole beef, and Norris seemed annoyed that Leclerc didn't get a penalty and all that. Like, it just happens in racing.
It does.
Yeah,
it's not the
spicy. It's not the big crazy
soapbox, like soap opera.
Yeah, it's not the Hamilton Verstappen 2021 thing that you think.
Abu
it is,
Dhabi.
really.
Go on there.
Amazing ending of a season. Man. And the best thing, fucking... Oh my God, Peter Visser. Everything that happened to Lewis Hamilton, Peter Visser will forever have a problem with. I mean, apparently he have a problem with when Sebastian Vettel crashed into Lewis Hamilton in Baku one race. It's like, how can you still be pissed off about that? Eller pissed off. Being annoyed that happened. Man, you can do... If you do something as Lewis Hamilton, Peter Visser will remember you forever. And as soon as he remembers it, he will mention it. And tell everyone how disgusting it is that ever got to happen.
They seem to get on as well.
They're fine now, aren't they? They're absolutely like having a laugh together and stuff, which is good to see. Actually.
Bad start.
So yes, it was interesting that they were supposedly supposed to work together, Sainz and Leclerc was saving tyres, especially around the final corner. Carlos, perhaps with that information, this is what Charles was sort of suggesting, was that he didn't save his tyres as much around the final corner, got a run, and then tried to overtake his teammate, which, if that is the case, Carlos is obviously, he's trying to put a move on his teammate, he's trying to look good, but I don't know, obviously that's going to come out, and Charles is going to say that, so is that something that will actually benefit you in the long run if you're sort of defying what the team have sort of decided? But I do think that Carlos deserved the penalty for the Charles Leclerc overtake off track.
At the very least get told to give it back. It shouldn't matter that it's on your teammate. This isn't even banter now, but I'm just literally throwing it in the mix to have a conversation about it. But like Ferrari, if I put myself in a Ferrari fan's shoes, I'd be very disappointed about like how it was kind of like, oh my god, Ferrari looking amazing and picking up all the maximum points, and now they've fallen back behind Mercedes. Like that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for that statement. Moving on. It is disappointing, of course, because Ferrari obviously they won Monaco. They were looking great.
And then
Canada happened. Don't want to talk about that anymore.
Why not?
But then they accelerate their upgrade. I guess bringing their upgrades to certain races. They bring another one to Spain. You think, well, they're just going to take another step forward, and that's going to put them right at the front. Fred said, yeah, we're going to be back at the front in Spain. Don't worry about that. Trying to settle it all down. And they went backwards. They went backwards this weekend. It's not the only team to have brought significant
Visa Cash RB Formula 1 team. They did something.
Significant upgrades and gone backwards. So I'm not going to ring the panic alarms just yet, but it is concerning for sure that they were over half a minute behind the end. Behind Max Verstappen, I think, at the end. So
nice.
It's concerning for now, for sure. We go to Austria, where, of course, Charles Leclerc won there back in 2022. So
he did.
He's going to win again. Delirium back up to a 100. So. But yes, it is slightly concerning for Ferrari's sake that they might have just fallen behind to fourth fastest now, which is insane.
Oh yeah, that hurts, doesn't it? After where they were, and looking like Leclerc was pretty close to Max in the title, and I think you even said at the time you were like, if Norris was in that position, I'd be a bit more like, oh, you never know, and that is actually coming true, because it really does feel like McLaren are sometimes. They have had a race-winning car the last like.
I mean, they are where Mercedes should have been, but they aren't. Minecraft music. We need Dasher. Then we want Flopper. The flopping Lewis Hamilton in a Mercedes car. I mean, if they talk about Mercedes is concerning that Mercedes are bad, or Ferrari are bad now, would it be funny if they become even worse when Lewis Hamilton joins the team? I mean, I don't believe that. I believe they could win the construction ship with Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc. The championship will not be close, and probably Lando Norris will be the closest one that could have won the championship. And hopefully no wins for Lewis Hamilton.
2 races, you could argue maybe even 3 if they'd done something spectacular at Monaco. I think even Monaco, I think some of that performance from Ferrari was just Charles being Charles at Monaco, and he's absolutely goated there. But McLaren have gone on this run of having a winning car.
No.
At Miami, Imola, Canada, Spain, like they have a genuine, McLaren.
They do. Cool, great.
Good.
Turned it around to McLaren. Fair enough. Yeah. Ferrari did actually. 31 seconds was Carlos. 22 seconds for Charles. So yeah, I'll be putting him P1 for Austria. Next question. P1 Patreon member Silan. How many fun races in a row must we have before Tommy recognises that Catalonia is a good track? Joking.
Yeah, actually true. Probably his whole life.
Aside, I'm from Barcelona, and I'm pretty sad that the track I've been to countless times since I was a child will probably get axed. Go on, Tommy. How many more races does it need?
Yeah,
it's not getting many, is it? But
no, it's not. I mean, look, it has been surprisingly good, like the last few races. I think what its advantage is kind of in a weird way, even though it's terrible for overtaking because it's a lot of high-speed corners, it makes it a bit of a tyre killer. So, as Formula One fans, well, I speak for myself and others, are like longing for anything other than a one-stop nowadays. That if we just have that, it's like,
yeah, you want that, but you also want to overtake. So,
it's actually a pretty decent race, because we're just so used to one-stops, and Catalonia does actually provide that.
I mean, you need just change the rules. It's not one stop per race. Just change it to 2. It's so fucking easily changed. Why the fuck don't I see? Where is the dasher light blue? They were fucking light blue, white. And we have that. Flopper.
So yeah, it has delivered recently, but I'm still adamant that like it's time for a change there. I don't think it's suited to modern Formula One. It's a testing track, and I'm not anti Madrid Street Circuit. I think it's going to be an interesting watch personally.
Yeah, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
No, fuck street races.
Does not bring bangers to our TV screens. We have a moderately decent, like, intriguing one, and we go, oh, banger for Catalonia. Just, yeah, I'm interested to see if we can go, well, when we go to Madrid, that'll be good fun for a change, for sure. Let's go to biggest winner, driver or team. Who has won biggest?
Alpine, I would say.
Winner, I think Alpine is a very, very good shout. 9th and 10th for the Alpine squad. Yeah, I think that. Yeah, that's pretty
surely
much,
Alpine.
Yeah,
the fact that they're actually legitimately faster than Aston Martin as well is very impressive. Yeah. Like, it's going to sting.
Impressive. I mean, if Aston Martin was still that good, that was in 2023, and for some reason Alpine become that good, then I would say that is impressive. How far Alpine have come. But they're that good because the other teams are so bad.
For Alonso, isn't it? Because was he?
That's not impressive.
He was doing the little sort of.
That's not impressive for Alpine. It's impressive that how bad the other are.
Little remarks and smirks about how Alpine were rubbish and Aston Martin were great. My God, Aston Martin have fallen off. Speaking of falling off, biggest loser. Who are we going to go for? I think it's RB. RB, absolute stinker. Just, yeah, so bad. I will actually give a small shout out for biggest winner to Stake, who actually for once didn't look like a dustbin, which I'm
true.
Joe did well.
Joe had a good race.
If he actually does that on a regular occasion, I worry it's just Spain though, because he had a really good race in Spain last year. He just goated around Spain. But if he does pick up his form, then I think he does like genuinely have a sniff of like he can kind of waive his sponsorship money, and people will go, "Oh no, it's probably worth having you in the car."
The thing is, you need more than one.
Alpine is maybe looking. He will maybe sit in the car then. We want to split there.
Race a year where you go, oh, Joe's all right for that to happen. In my opinion, right?
Yeah,
like,
true.
You need to pop up a few races a year. So fingers crossed for Joe, he can build upon that.
Also,
with a
biggest
slightly
winner
better stake
for Kick Sauber if this is the race that makes Carlos signed to them, because they might have actually got good at the right time. That Carlos goes, actually, no, you know what? I don't want to drive for Williams.
Maybe it was just a one-off for Williams. I feel like it might be. That
I mean, this is the. I know they've like changed their philosophy where they're supposedly good at all tracks now, but this is one of those that you're just like, no.
Good at all tracks, Spain. The baseline for all tracks, terrible.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe it is a
maybe
slight.
They should have gone back to just bagging that P6 at Monza strategy.
We did talk about this, didn't we?
We did, yeah. That is going to be a really interesting debate at the end of the year, I think.
How many points they've scored and go. They could have got that just at Monza alone. Right, let's now have a look at our predictions that we made on Wednesday and see how we did. It's currently 27-25 to moi. Starting with biggest good surprise, I went for Lewis Hamilton, and I'm gonna cash that in because he beat George Russell. He got on the podium for the first time this year, and I think that is a biggest good surprise worthy.
Yeah, I can't even argue that. It's wild to think that Hamilton podium is a big good surprise now, but it is his first of the years.
I mean, I would say that's amazing. How far Lewis Hamilton fallen with the Mercedes team. That's a good surprise that he get a fucking podium. That's so beautiful. Orange lime.
So you got to take that dub.
Yep.
Fair play.
Absolutely. And your dub?
And look, Sergio Perez absolutely turned his form around to beat the LP.
Yeah, true. Man, I love this ads when they, for some reason, don't have any sound. It's like, why?
It's a hard-fought race. 3 stops, what a drive on 3 stops.
Is wild.
3 stops. If you take off his pit stop time, he's basically finishing.
He's still finishing P8.
Yeah,
he's still finishing P8 if he doesn't have that third pit stop. So no points for you for that. Biggest flop, right? So let's talk about this. So, George Russell leading into turn 1 ends up finishing just about 4th position, nearly 5th to the slowest car on the grid, Ferrari. It's no point.
You can't have this one.
But it was there was a small flop from Russell to finish 4th after leading from turn 1.
Maybe.
Small flop. I would say big flop. Light grey purple. Light grey purple. And one more chest is needed. Oh shit. I didn't pick that up. I'll place it down in the end chest. More science is needed to be made. Light grey purple. Super light. Yeah, light grey. Super light grey. Where is the zombie? Nope, he must be under me. Oh, fuck, he's close. Yeah, this one. Red cyan.
But no points, but just a nod to the flop.
A nod to the biggest flop. This is a big W. Unfortunate. Oscar Piastri. I'm sorry. Oscar Piastri, yeah, definitely. 31 seconds off his teammate. When his teammates finished second, he messed up his qualifying.
Yeah,
he not have a good weekend, poor Oscar. So
fair enough.
Yeah, rare Tommy biggest flop W.
You did it. Hope you're happy with the money. Okay, so pole position, I went for Max Verstappen, and that is not correct, which is insane to think I've gone for Max, and that's not right.
Me too.
You went for Max as well. No. Top 3 in 3rd place. I went for Lando Norris. God damn it.
P3. I went for Sergio Perez.
Definitely forgot he had a three-place grid penalty.
He had the penalty, but it wouldn't have mattered anyway because he still would have been about 5th, if that.
I think 8th still again.
Yeah, very true.
Charles Leclerc, I went for P2. That's not going to happen again for Austria. I'll be putting in P1.
I went for Lewis Hamilton P2, which is not right. Yeah, annoying. We've got the two kind of non-max podium sitters in the wrong order there. Otherwise, we'd have got the points.
We did, but we both went for Max Verstappen.
We sure did.
P1, so
1 pointer.
We secured that point. And then one crazy prediction. Max Verstappen, Grand Chelem I went for, and that is not the case, sadly. He missed out on pole by 0.02 seconds and didn't lead until lap 2.
Yeah, so it's pretty washed, really.
Or lap 3.
No wonder he didn't win Driver of the Day. Pretty rubbish drive, really.
Awful drive. And then
my
Michael
crazy
massing
prediction
it perfectly.
Absolutely smashed this one. Hamilton outqualifies Russell, obliterated him in qualifying by 0.02 of a second. Big dubs.
I can't believe you've managed to get a point from that. That's wild. I think you should get 0.002 of a point, to be honest with you.
Imagine I win the you add that and then I win the prediction championship by that point.
That would be quite something, wouldn't it, for the graphic? And then the 3 crazy predictions. David Doherty came in with a Sainz win. No. Stegi 613.
That will never happen. As long as Lando Norris and Charles Leclerc have a good car, Carlos Sainz will never win.
Sauber will get their first points of the season, which actually was a great shout, but sadly not close enough. And then racing numbats. All cars finished the race, no safety car or red flag. That's a banger. That's a stone cold banger.
Someone's watched a race at the circuit to Barcelona Catalonia before.
Did we even get a yellow flag? I know Albon went off, but he only went off for like a few seconds, and I never saw a graphic. So
it's pretty wild that the race wasn't that atrocious and that still came in. Like, don't get me wrong, it wasn't amazing, but
you should have watched Formula 2, Formula 3. I mean, yeah, both. Yeah, Formula 2 had Bortoletto and Maini almost crashed into each other in the last lap in Formula 2. And then Formula 3 we have, I think it was the Trident drivers crashing out each other after the second lap. Light blue, black. Spotty. So if you want an interesting race, you should maybe start looking Formula 2, Formula 3.
It's certainly not the worst race you've ever seen. Like normally when I think everyone did these kind of predictions because it was like, it's going to be an absolute snooze fest, and it was all right.
Yeah, it was okay. It was all right. It tees us up nicely for the triple header and going into Austria, which should be very close in qualifying at the very least. And then, we'll see about the race. And let's see. We're a week away.
Why can't I
the weather say?
Ooh.
Let's look at the weather.
There we have it. Fucking
more weather.
Oh my God! Rain Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Oh baby.
That's bait. 100%.
That is bait.
It's gonna just dry up completely.
I'll refresh it tomorrow after saying this, and it's gonna.
No, what the fuck am I doing? Have I? Grey magenta. Yep, and grey blue. No, green, blue. Glitter, green, blue. Purple. Glitter, green. Glitter magenta. Fuck, I hate this so much. I can't be. Wait, the fuck is this? The spotty. Oh my god. Fucking green. Just make me see the green. There we have green. Green, blue. Fucking go away. Yeah, I remember pink red. Oh my god, no, they were pink red. Yeah, the fuck didn't I see it? Then we look magenta black. Because we will still do this again after I'm done. Magenta black, yeah. Okay, so fuck off with the... For now. And then I forgot to fucking place... Cyan green. Cyan green. Oh shit, magenta. Magenta and red. Magenta brown. Magenta brown. Nope, we have magenta brown. Red. Red, purple. Red, purple. Let's see, should I... Now we continue. Stripy red. Stripy red. Red, purple, and no red, purple. Nice. Brown, white. Okay, so Oh my god. Man, so fucking me. Fuck. 18, 20, 24, 20 fucking 7. Fuck is this? Fuck is the record? And the record is 28. Fuck. Fuck me. 27. Six, 12, 18, 20, 22, 24, 27 yips. 27. For some fucking reason. So 6 more. That's let's go through all the fishes again. Betty purple. Betty green. Betty orange. No Betty purple. Nope, we do have Betty purple. Betty purple white. Yes. Grey lime. Grey lime. Betty purple white. Grey yellow. Blue light blue. Pink brown. Lime light gray. Oh, fucking blockfish. Blockfish lime. Blockfish lime. Blockfish lime. Blockfish dye. Cyan. Blockfish 9. Blockfish yellow. Blockfish green. Fuck off. What? Blockfish lime. Is that really so hard to find? Lime. This, and I hate it when it's for some reason so fucking hard to just read. Blockfish fucking lime. There we have fucking lockfish line. Light grey. It's the most annoying. You know, you've already done it. So just trying to find to make sure it was a copy. And then you can't fucking find it, so it wastes more time to fucking find something that you more or less already looked at, to then make sure that, yeah, the thing you thought, the thing you already looked, is still right. It's fucking a copy. You can just have thrown it away as soon as you saw it. Lime purple. Orange purple. Grey, light grey. Grey. Light grey. Light blue green. Black lime. Light blue dasher. Okay, now we can pick the rest. Nope. God damn it. No, wait, spotty. Snooper. Then we should have spotty. Cool. Flopper. The Lewis Hamilton light blue. Yep, go away. Orange blue. Flopper brown, flopper purple. Flopper yellow, flopper blue, flopper orange. Orange blue. Yes, grey magenta. green, blue. Pink, red. Orange, lime. What the fuck is the blue, red? Blue, red. Cob blue. Blue, red. Red cyan. Yellow, lime. Yes. Yellow cyan. Yes. No, they're eating from the foxes. Magenta black. White orange. Light blue black. Gray magenta. Magenta brown. Why did I place that one there? Fuck off. So annoying that I fucking placed them so badly. Sunstreak brown. Yes. Uh, 18, 20, 20. 18. 18, 20, 22, 24, 27. Okay, we ended up with 27. Uh, 27. So minus 6. Minus 27. 6 plus 21 is 27. 18, 20, 22, 24, 27. We should write that down. Uh, 25, 27. To make sure. Yep. Okay. Let's place these fishes down, and then we can try to get 6 more. So let's continue this.
Gonna be, you know, sunny.
Yeah, by the time this is
degrees,
released,
but-
everyone will be like, what are you on about, Matt? It's sunny.
Yeah, but right now, as of recording, it is raining all weekend. So that'll be juicy. Tommy, what are your final thoughts?
Final thoughts. It's a sprint. Next one as well, so double race to look forward to.
Nope.
Well, a mini race, which, to be fair, if it does rain, love me a little sprint race in the wet when it's kind of could be changed.
We had one last year as well, didn't
Yeah,
we?
we did.
Hulkenberg. That was where Hulk
Hulkenberg.
had that,
Yeah.
that goated strategy of pitting on a sprint race. So, yes,
Sign me
we
up for
will.
that again.
Sign me up indeed, and that race, the sprint race, will be on my birthday. That's my final thoughts. So look forward to each and every one of you bringing your birthday presents to the Matt P1 Tommy watch along. I look forward to opening them all there. I assume
Fuck
you're
that.
on the way,
Victory.
Tommy. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I
That's
mean,
not what you
if
want
you could
for your
wrap that up
birthday.
and send, oh my God, can you imagine? That'd be the best birthday present ever. So looking forward to that
It
one.
is qualifying. He does like to deliver.
It does
holiday.
sometimes. Maybe we'll see. I'll let him know it's my birthday. Right. Thank you, everybody. See you soon. Lots of love. Bye.
Bye.
Oh my god, I could have just listened and then it would be over. Let's finish this off and then we can collect more fishes and then we can end it. Batty purple white, Batty grey lime, Batty grey yellow, Batty blue light blue, Batty pink brown, Blockfish lime light grey, Brinley lime purple, Clayfish orange purple, Clayfish grey light grey, Dasher light blue green. Dasher black lime, Dasher light blue white, Flopper light blue lime, Flopper orange blue, Glitter grey magenta, Glitter green blue, Cob red, pink, Cob blue red, Cob pink red, spotty, stripy, sunstreak, Snooper red cyan, spotty yellow lime, spotty yellow cyan, spotty magenta black, spotty white orange, spotty green grey magenta, spotty light blue black, stripy magnetic brown, staunch brown white. Now we go back and try to get so we can get more than so we can end this with 1,000, more than 1,700. While we do that, we will have the interesting stuff that happened in Alpine that the race have made with this new guy in Alpine.
Flavio Briatore's return to the Alpine F1 team 15 years after leaving when the 2008 Singapore Grand Prix scandal was exposed is the latest astounding decision by the beleaguered team. Tellingly, when this was announced by the team, it stated very clearly that Briatore was appointed as executive advisor by Renault Group CEO Luca De Meo. But he's not only advising De Meo. Team principal Bruno Famin confirmed he will work closely with Briatore, who is an advisor to the whole Alpine F1 organisation. Briatore's role is characterised as being focused on what are called top-level areas, so that includes driver decisions, assessing the current structure and advising on strategic matters. Briatore has never taken full responsibility or apologised for his part in the 2008 Singapore Grand Prix, where Nelson Piquet Jr. deliberately crashed to cause a safety car that helped teammate Fernando Alonso to win. However, Briatore did accept his share of the blame, sort of. What's more, he's perfectly entitled to work in the motorsport world and F1. He's even been doing work with F1 and Stefano Domenicali. It would be no problem for Briatore to take a role with any of the other 9 teams, just as it was perfectly acceptable that Pat Symonds, another key player in Singapore 2008, went on to work for Marussia, Williams and F1 itself. But to return to the same team with the same majority owner in Renault is absurd. Famin has defended Renault's move, stating that he doesn't mind about the past, providing Briatore can help to make the team better. Our very own Ed Straw asked Famin directly what it says about the culture of the Alpine F1 team and Group Renault that past conduct of individuals is deemed irrelevant, providing they can bring performance. He dodged that specific question and again said Briatore is just another asset that Renault believes can make its team better. The irony is that everything Renault does seems to make the team worse. Briatore's appointment suggests the current structure needs to be assessed.
I mean, it doesn't look good. It can be good, but it doesn't look good.
An honest assessment might turn the glare away from Enstone and Viry, where the cars and engines are produced by teams of very capable people, and lock on to those at the top of Renault, who expect success on the cheap and couldn't strategise their way out of an F1 paper bag. Some might ask why Briatore is free to work in F1 at all, given he was banned from all motorsport for life in 2009. But it's worth revisiting what happened after that to reverse the ban. Briatore was originally found guilty by the FIA World Motorsport Council in September 2009 after the Singapore 2008 case was tried. Its decision stated that Renault F1 team members Flavio Briatore, Pat Symonds and Nelson Piquet conspired to cause a deliberate crash. The FIA banned Briatore from all involvement in motorsport for life as a result, with Symonds hit with a 5-year ban. However, in January 2010, a French court declared that lifetime ban illegal. This was down to a number of failures in due process, including infringing Briatore's rights to conduct professional activity, the lack of a fair trial, and the use of an anonymous witness statement, as well as a lack of impartiality. It also concluded the judgment was contrived, which was based on quotes given to Abu Dhabi's The National from one of the judges, the head of the UAE's National Sporting Authority, a certain Mohammed Ben Sulayem, now FIA president. The FIA appealed, but this was dropped in April 2010 after reaching an agreement with Briatore. The FIA also waived any right to bring further proceedings against Briatore. Flavio agreed he would not undertake any operational role in F1 before the end of 2012 as part of this deal. He also accepted to bear his share of responsibility, although that was simply because he was in charge when it happened, rather than an admission of personal guilt. But formally at least, his responsibility for Singapore 2008 is a matter of public record, making his return to the same team all the more controversial.
True.
But it says much about how much trouble Alpine is in. This isn't the only controversial topic.
I mean, like everything. The team is bad. They have become slightly good now. They don't want Esteban Ogone to be in the team anymore. And when people ask, "Oh, with Gasly, will you stay in Alpine?" You don't get a 100% answer, so they will maybe lose to both drivers a second time. Oh, Trident. And then you have him joining the team. It's like, this doesn't look good. Also, I was about to say one more fish for the collection, but there's one more Trident to the collection. And it isn't. And to make sure, we need to kill this fish off also. To make sure it isn't the one I forgot, mistakenly took up, so it will not swim around and take space.
Swirling around. One of the reasons why Alpine's current struggles on and off track are so astounding is because it is a full works team, which often feels easy to forget. Yet there are persistent rumours in the F1 paddock that it's evaluating shutting down the F1 engine program at Viri for 2026 to downgrade to running a customer engine from another manufacturer. So how seriously are we taking this? Well, there's definitely some truth to it. And it's
that information also. That information, and then you have this guy joining the Alpine team. It's like so much bad stuff in one season. And then this guy is like,
that
what?
Potential alternative suppliers have been sounded out. Such a move would completely discredit Renault's F1 team, given running as an engine customer immediately sacrifices some performance potential. And you might be thinking, this is just a hypothetical, what's the harm? But the very fact it's under consideration is extraordinary. You wouldn't catch Ferrari or Mercedes considering this, and Red Bull has created its own engine division from scratch for 2026 precisely because of the advantage of controlling its own destiny. Alpine F1 boss Faman had the chance to emphatically rule out the prospect of the team seeking an engine supply from another manufacturer during the Spanish Grand Prix weekend, and he very deliberately did not. Instead, he refused to comment when a short and sharp denial would have been easy to do. Pierre Gasly, who is yet to commit his future to Alpine beyond the end of 2024, was asked by our Ben Anderson at the Spanish Grand Prix how important Renault factory status is to him, and intriguingly, he said the team should have all options on the table in pursuit of greater performance. For a works team to consciously and deliberately downgrade itself to a customer team would be a dire indictment of its ability to produce a competitive engine.
I mean, is maybe the future of being bought up with hopefully someone in China that maybe owns Geely, that owns Lotus, that will maybe wanna make a Chinese F1 team, and then also bring back the Lotus name into Formula 1 again to maybe promote the car in Formula 1 and to make a Chinese team that maybe then have Jürgen Zhu in the team. So, I mean, the future can be bright for at least Alpine when it's getting bought up.
Engine and a spectacular act of self-destruction. It's the latest idea from De Meo to turn around a team that has lurched from crisis to crisis, from a ridiculous driver saga to an extreme turnover of senior staff, a colossal performance decline this year, and now the appointment of Briatore. Admittedly, the likeliest outcome is still that Renault decides to continue as is, with an engine designed and developed at the Viry-Châtillon facility. But to even explore the possibility of switching to another engine supplier reflects either a lack of confidence in the Alpine F1 project, a lack of commitment from Renault to back it to the level needed, or perhaps both.
One more fish for the collection.
Nothing Renault is doing now contradicts the notion that it underestimates modern F1 and what it takes to succeed. It has always felt like a half-hearted work.
Okay, and the fuck did the Mercedes do? Did they also do that? Because they become from winning races to not winning races. Also, could this be one more fish for... No.
Team since the entry was revived for 2016 with a takeover of the embattled Lotus team that Renault had only sold a few years earlier. Lotus's financial peril meant the team fell well behind the standards set by its former rivals, but Renault still publicly set out a 5-year plan to beat the likes of Mercedes,
Man, the good old days.
Ferrari and Red Bull at 85% of their size and resources. As for the engine program, Renault screwed up the start of the V6 turbo hybrid era so badly that its all-conquering customer Red Bull walked away. And a decade later, the Renault engine is again carrying a power deficit worth several tenths of a second in lap time. The F1 team itself at Enstone has made its own mistakes and has massively underachieved this year considering its resources, even if there are at least some signs of it turning this poor car around. While the team is in vastly better health than it was before Renault bought the cash-strapped organisation from Genai Capital at the end of 2015, it's going nowhere. Senior figures who have been ousted as part of De Meo's management musical chairs have indicated that the problems with the engine side of the organisation were never fully grasped by Renault. The fact there has been such an overhaul on the Enstone side indicated a lot of finger-pointing and possibly change for the sake of change. But now the entire engine division might be in the firing line, so you have to ask again if De Meo and Renault are serious about F1 success or if something else.
Probably not anymore, and hopefully, like I said, a Chinese guy that owns Geely maybe want to buy up Alpine, so he can then bring back, well, first of all, bring in a Chinese team into Formula 1 with the name Lotus, and then also have Jürgen Joe still in the team. Well, they're still in the team. Alpine will take up. No, one more chicken. But yeah, the future for a Chinese team. Could that happen? Hopefully.
Else is going on. Renault and Alpine both emphatically deny that the team, valued by Forbes at $1.4 billion last year, is for sale. While it did sell 24% to a US investment consortium last year, Renault insists it wants to hold on to the rest. What's more, when Briatore's return to Alpine was announced to the workforce on the Thursday before the Spanish Grand Prix, they were emphatically promised the team is not for sale. But despite the fact that Briatore was a key architect of the team's rise to World Championship winning force, both as Benetton in the mid-1990s and Renault in the mid-2000s, and there might be a desire to recreate that effect, there is a more obvious potential explanation for his return. The only possible logic for bringing in Briatore in this role is as the facilitator of a sale. You could disconnect the team from the Viry engine base, which has a role to play still in the wider Renault group. That leaves the F1 team as its own separate and easily sellable entity. You could even throw in your unconvincing Alpine car brand with it. Andretti is still pressing on with work on its 2026 car and is not interested in waiting for the vague promise that there might be a chance of applying to join the F1 grid in 2028. It could be an obvious candidate to buy the team, especially if the Alpine Renault engine program is shut down and there's a customer deal for the first couple of years while GM completes work on its planned Cadillac power unit. That could be the solution that works best for everyone, even though we are...
I mean, Cadillac and Andretti buying up Alpine, I mean, that's most likely to happen. But I want Lotus. more than Andretti.
Understand Andretti has no interest in buying Alpine, at least for now. Who knows, maybe that's just a negotiating position. And it would put Renault out of its misery, given it seems odd to hang on to something it clearly only regards as a marketing asset rather than a serious operation. And even then, you have to wonder how much good is it doing for the Alpine brand and Renault itself to deliver such constant, conspicuous failure and then draw even more negative attention to it by appointing Briatore.
7 more. 7 more fishes is needed to be collected. Maybe we can watch Kym Illman then. We can watch the fire and then what happened in McLaren and the fire, and then we yeah, maybe his or the people's thoughts about the race. No, we want to click there and done. You have Kym Illman.
Well, plenty of drama down here in the paddock today with a fire at the McLaren hospitality suite. I was actually at the rear of the hospitality suite when the crew came out and very quickly said everybody has to get out, there's an emergency. So we grabbed our gear and moved away, and at that point you could see that there was some smoke coming from the back of that hospitality suite. I understand it was an electrical fault that started things off, and initially when I got out here into the paddock, there were a handful of people just...
Yeah, was it just a normal electricity problem, or did someone do something that made this electricity problem happen?
Standing around, it wasn't that busy, but within about 10 minutes there were people everywhere, and I feel very sorry for the hospitality crew who were directly affected. You all right? Everyone all right?
Electric issue.
Okay, so what happened? Well, I was actually out the back just about to have lunch at the McLaren hospitality suite, and chef Karl-Heinz Hauser has just had a word with me. He said that they were in the kitchen and they noticed there was smoke coming from the ceiling, falling down into the cooking area. That's not supposed to happen. So very quickly, everybody was evacuated. It was an electrical fault, and not in the cooking gear, up in the ceiling. Once everyone was evacuated out into the main paddock area, there was still only about 30 odd people hanging around. And then within 10 minutes, it was absolutely chock-a-block. The thing I thought was bizarre was how long it took the fire people to get the water. Because initially there were just fire extinguishers, then we had a couple of trucks arrive with more extinguishers, and then people like Mario Isola was running out from the Pirelli motorhome, which is right next to McLaren. He had some fire extinguishers. Alpine people came out.
Oh my god, what the fuck is this? Where is the fireman?
With fire extinguishers, and then as word spread, pretty much all of the teams came down to say, do you need anything from us? By that time, we'd had larger fire appliances arrive. One had the big hose on the back. Now I thought they would plug in and start spraying. Well, that didn't happen, and it didn't happen for a long time because there was issues getting water from the mains. And I watched this gentleman down here trying to plug it in, then they tried swapping the other end of the hose to there. Eventually, that hose did fill with water, but from my limited understanding, it didn't look like it was getting to the end of the hose. Eventually, they were down next to the hospitality suite with a hose on, and they were getting what looked like reddish brown water.
Oh my god, the fuck is this? It looks like they really need to make some work on the this track.
Hose, and I'm not even sure that ended up being useful in any particular way. Security did set up a line and kept everybody back about 15 minutes after this kicked off. They managed to get water out of that appliance, but I guess they were hoping to get it out of the mains because it's an indefinite source and perhaps even at a higher pressure. But as I stand here now talking to you, I can still see that there is smoke coming from the back of the garage. It's not black smoke, which you'd typically expect from a large fire. It was much lighter in colour and never that thick, although there was some concern I just heard one of the TV networks talking to someone about smoke inhalation. I don't think Pirelli's been too badly affected. They're right next door. They are now actually giving an interview, or
Two
Mario
more features
Sola's
for the
giving an interview
collection.
behind me to Sky TV. I have never seen a fire in an F1 paddock in my 7 seasons. Look, it was certainly interesting to watch and alarming, although at the time I realised that there was nobody in there, so it was never going to affect anybody's health. But still, it is a major disruption to this team for this weekend. As I look down here now, I can see Zach Brown talking to one of his people. He's got obviously great concerns for his people. Now, I understand nobody was injured, so let me make that abundantly clear. The ambulance left without anybody in it. There were a number of paramedics down here standing by, but they weren't required. No doubt the drivers will be asked about this because they were in that hospitality suite at the time, although I imagine that'll be well at the end of the day in the press conferences. It was an unfortunate event, to be sure. Now, if you're wondering what this means for the team for the remainder of the event, which is a day and a half, well, they can't cook. That's a given. I'm not even sure they're going to be able to get guests in the front to the hospitality section. Karl-Heinz Hauser, who runs that hospitality suite, he's a Michelin star chef, is disappointed, obviously, but very quickly they've made plans to sort out the rest of the day. Mercedes will be looking after all the food for the garage crew, and Karl-Heinz will be liaising with them, and they're going to talk to F1 now about how they feed everybody else. I saw Lando and Oscar coming out of that hospitality suite, and at that point I'm thinking this was before it took real hold, and then I realised, yes, all the guests have been told to come out along with the drivers, and their trainers would have had to get all of their kit because FP3 was only about 40 minutes away. And did that run on time? Yes. I guess there was no real disadvantage to anyone if the drivers got all their stuff out, which I understand they did. They just made their way to the garage, and they will be housed up in the garage here between sessions, where normally they'd go back to the hospitality suite. Now, if you're wondering whether there are any technical crew in there, no. So it's not like their race strategy or planning will be impacted. That is purely hospitality, management and driver stuff. And a kitchen with a washing machine. I had no idea that those motorhomes actually had washing machines and dryers in them. And that's how the drivers' suits are laundered at the end of each day. Now, even now, I'm looking back here and there is still smoke coming from there. You can smell it in the air. It's not acrid, it's not debilitating, but certainly it is not put out. They have a race next weekend in Austria, and they'll be wanting to move that hospitality suite to Austria on Monday. It's going to be interesting to see if they can get this all fixed up by then. They only have one hospitality suite, so if that can't be repaired by, say, Wednesday, there's no point taking it to Austria. The question will be then, what do they do with their crew for that race? And of course, there's even a chance it won't be fixed by the British Grand Prix, although I think that is a long chance. But yeah, still smoke coming out of this.
Oh, it's maybe time to make a new hospitality then. Maybe think of, okay, is this something we want to change? Maybe having more cables done for electricity. Maybe make it more safety. Maybe all the cables is kind of old, so maybe changing it to new ones. Maybe it's a good idea. So maybe this is an opportunity to make something new.
Hospitality suite. Of course, everybody's cleared out now. There's a session on which I should be out shooting, but no, I think this has more of an interest to you than a few car pics on track. Now, if you are a guest of McLaren on race day, I wonder where you will be housed. I'm kind of thinking that maybe another team, and perhaps even Mercedes, given they've helped out with the food, maybe they'll come to the party and offer the hospitality guests somewhere to sit in between sessions.
Oh, try that.
Of course, Formula One is a tricky game at the best of times, and to have this sort of thing thrown up in your face the day of qualifying before a big race, well, that's a big challenge that Zach and his team will overcome, and they will overcome it. These teams are used to moving quickly and pivoting, and they will have to pivot today, there is no doubt. Well, it's now after FP3, and we are probably 2 and a bit hours since this fire took hold.
Oh, try them.
This area is blocked off. The crew from the catering company can't get back in there to assess what damage there is. Certainly, they hope that none of their cooking gear is affected, and as I said before, the fire was up in the ceiling. I have ascertained that indeed water was used on the fire, despite a couple of comments from people on my Instagram post saying you don't use water on electrical fire. But for whatever reason, they used water, which, as I mentioned earlier, took quite some time to find. Certainly, the drivers have now finished that session. I'm not sure where they're going to spend their...
Well, if it's small fire on electricity stuff, then maybe. But if it's a big fire, like, who the fuck care about where the fire is from then? You just need to fucking wet everything else.
Downtime, I would imagine, in the back of the garage. Now, there were quite a number of film crews set up here before. At the moment, I think there are only two, with Sky TV behind me, and that would be the Zone from Spain. But this news has dominated the whole paddock. I can't even tell you what happened in FP3. I did go out to the pits for a little bit and then went up to Champions Club, where there was a fantastic view down pit lane. So out of all of this, I see that there's great camaraderie between the teams. Even teams that are opposed to each other will always help out in an emergency, and that is somewhat delightful.
Oh my god, fuck off. It's not like they're it's at war with each other.
To see. With that said, I invite you to like this video and subscribe for those of you who have...
This would, the camaraderie. Let's say they are qualifying or in the race, something happened with the opponent's car. Will they fucking go and help? No, probably not. So
have not yet done that. And for a whole lot of extra content and stuff, head over to one of these sites. Thanks for watching, and stay passionate. Very quiet.
Wait, what? Okay, that's done. Okay, we learned something more about the problem McLaren had in their hospitality. Six more, and then I maybe will be past 1,700. And now it's time for the 24 Spanish Grand Prix heartbreak video. Let's see what the people think about the race. It could have been one more Lando Norris win, and now not being Lando Norris win because George Russell wanted to ruin everything. But we will see it. Let's see. I mean, I could maybe go down and let's see how many more fishes I actually need. Yeah, I think I do that. Yeah. I don't want to waste more time than I... Was that a trident? I heard. Apparently not. Yeah, okay, let's go down. See how many more. many fishes. It's 6. Oh my god, fuck me. 700 plus 6. Let's Betty. Orange brown. Orange brown Betty. Oh shit, wait. Orange brown. Don't I have orange brown? Nice. Then we have blue lime. Blue lime. Green. Green, orange. Green, orange, blockfish, green. Blockfish, green. Blockfish, brown. Blockfish, yellow. There, blockfish, green. Blockfish, green, orange. Nope. -1. Brown, light gray, I believe. Light blue. Brown, light blue. Brown, light blue. We have blue, but not light blue. Nice. Blockfish, brown. Blockfish. No, it was not wrong. Brown. Blockfish, brown. We need to place. Is that blockfish, brown? Holy shit. What the fuck am... Was it a blockfish? No, brindley. Oh my god. Brindley. Brindley. And then we need to make sure that go away. Let's see. Brown, red should be lost. Brown, gray. Brown, gray. Brown, pink. Brown, cyan. Brown, blue. Magenta, light gray, lime. Light gray. Yeah, magenta, light gray, lime. White, red. No, white, red. Yes. Yes, I believe this is correct now. Dasher. Orange magenta. Nice. Orange magenta. Brown cyan. Brown cyan, spotty, brown cyan. Okay. One more. Spotty brown. Spotty brown. Spotty brown. Brown, light blue, pink, gray, light gray, orange, blue, lime, red, yellow, cyan. I don't see any cyan. Nice. And then me, man. Block green, orange. Green, orange, blockfish. Blockfish yellow, blockfish green, green orange. Only -1. 1699. -1. So we only need to get one more fish, and then we at 1100. 100 or 700. Like that. Let's see if I can get one really fast. Oh yeah, now we can go back to Kym Illman's preview. We go back. Oh, we need sound.
G'day from Barcelona, the day after the Spanish Grand Prix, and do I have some stories for you.
Maybe now we will see what Lando Norris had.
Max Verstappen was delighted with his win, Lando Norris not so happy with second, and Lewis thrilled to be back on the podium. Now I'll deal with the race in just a moment, but first I want to run through some stories that you'll have no idea about. Hello. She's going to get bread. I mentioned in another video earlier this week that Lance Stroll arrived late via helicopter. Well, I can tell you that he was late because he had a doctor's appointment. Now, you might have read that he was fined, or the team was fined, because he didn't attend a fan event. He was ill, he did go to a doctor, but rules state that if that's the case and you're going to miss an event because of something like this, you have to advise the medical delegate. They didn't do that. He was called to the stewards, and the team was given a reprimand because it was the team that was at fault. Now, an update on the McLaren fire-damaged hospitality suite. On Sunday race day, the hospitality suite was cordoned off. There were people working madly inside trying to clean the place, and I can tell you, there was a real stink of smoke inside there. Now, you might have seen my video on Saturday about the fire. I mentioned that the fire...
Well, I saw it just today, so yes.
Fighters were having a lot of trouble getting the water through the hose. People were saying you don't use water on an electrical fire, and that's...
No, but, I mean, if you're just trying to get a fire, then... What do you say? If you want to make it stop being a fire in a room, you don't think of where the fire comes from, just that you want to put it down. So... I don't see why the... I mean, like, if it was a small fire, yes. But if this is a big fire, you just want to put it down.
That's what it was. They weren't trying to extinguish the electrical fire. They were using the water to wet down the roof because they didn't want the roof to go.
Yeah, and well, that's something you can also say. Like, make sure it doesn't spread. So it slowly die off.
Well, the team only has that one hospitality suite, and they won't be using that in Austria.
That will put it down in the long run.
What will they be using? They're madly trying to find a solution now. It could well be just a large marquee or a tent, but their focus is on having that hospitality suite back up and running for Silverstone.
Or they could maybe try to make a new one. Fix all the old problems, bringing new stuff, and who knows, maybe fix... I'm like, getting new cables and stuff. Could be maybe it was really needed for them to do this change. than just keep all this old stuff.
Which is a huge event, and of course we now
if
have...
this is something they made last year, then maybe they want to keep it.
2 more race weekends in a row. So they will be working their backsides off back in the UK to get that fixed. McLaren spent the rest of the weekend cooking their meals in the Mercedes kitchen, which was a nice gesture from Mercedes. And you might have heard that I mentioned in my other video that Red Bull would be hosting some of their guests, which I understand did happen. And there were still firefighters around the paddock on Sunday.
Oh yeah, that you mentioned in the other clip. How long time it took for them to even start it, to trying to put down the fire. Man. And the water, man. Fucking brown, orange.
Mopping up that mess. And so I'm going to do a firefighters of the paddock post sometime this week, because you probably realise I do men of the paddock, women of the paddock, shoes of the paddock. And on the subject of shoes, look at these, hand painted, and aren't they amazing? And this is the young woman who wore these shoes at the previous race. I'm not sure who's painting these images, but they're immensely talented, I'd suggest. And still on the subject of shoes, have a look at Lewis's. These are a Timberland collaboration with his name and his number on them.
And who cares?
Now this will amaze a lot of you. Are you aware of the Hok Tui girl? It's an internet sensation. TikTok opened my eyes to this. And if you haven't seen it, I'll just suggest you go and find it. And I'll give you the spelling in a second, because it's a bit edgy. So imagine my surprise when I'm out in the driver's car park and there's a team car. Will I say the team? No, I won't say the team because it might embarrass them. In fact, it will embarrass them. But I come across this one team car and I walk around the back and I see this on the back of the car. This is a vinyl sticker. This car is being driven by people from one of the 10 F1 teams. Now, I honestly don't believe that the person who's driven this car has put that sign on the back. I'm thinking maybe someone's actually ambushed them and they don't know. But once you get the significance of what that's about and the fact that it's on one of the team cars, you, I think, will be as shocked as I was. Now,
so fucking retard stuff. Man. What amazing stuff.
Let's talk about Netflix. They had an extra crew at the track this weekend, and
one more fish for the collection
that I hadn't seen for some time were back in the paddock, and I said, "Why are you here?" So, we've got an extra crew. Why? We came here for the big announcement. Oh, what they're referring to is something that I alluded to. I think it was on Friday, that Williams would be making a big announcement that Carlos Sainz would be joining the team. Now, a lot of people in the paddock were of exactly the same opinion, and we're all waiting for it. I even went and shot my mouth off on a post saying, yes, expect some big news today. So the fact that Netflix arrived thinking it was going to be a huge story suggests to me
and nothing happened,
that it was very close to being announced. And why it hasn't been announced, nobody quite knows. So we're all left with a bit of egg on our face, and Netflix have had an extra crew there for pretty much no reason. Jumping now to drivers along with their families and girlfriends, let's run through the list. George Russell's girlfriend, Carmen, was there, along with George's parents. Carlos Sainz had his mother, his father, his girlfriend, and his sister Anna with him. And I must admit, on this particular post on Sunday, some rather harsh comments about Rebecca that I had to delete.
Let's see. Okay, what?
From some angry, perhaps, and nasty fans. She's not the only one to get some negative comments. Occasionally I have to delete stuff about Alexandra as well. She was at the track this weekend with Charles. Fernando Alonso had his mother there, along with his girlfriend Melissa.
Yeah, did she also get sights? Alonso's mother?
So Jimenez, who is naturally going to be at most races because she is a journalist. Interestingly, when Fernando arrives, normally there's 4 of them in the car, his trainer, his manager, him and Melissa, but Melissa always hangs back and comes in separately. I can't tell you why, and I don't know whose idea it is or whether she's just got extra work to do and chooses to do it in the car. But she is a very popular personality on Spanish TV. She works for the DAZN network. Well, let's talk about Esteban Ocon's girlfriend, Flavie Bala. She's very popular. She went from, and by the way, before she started going out with Esteban, had no idea about Formula One. I spoke with her yesterday for a bit, and
Well, she probably still doesn't know anything about Formula One. Okay. Yeah, let's see. Blue Magnanta. Could this be the last fish for the collection? Hopefully it is. Oh.
Discussed the fact that she's pretty new to the sport, loves it. Prior to meeting Esteban, she said 16,000 odd followers on Instagram, and today it's 10 times that, she says. And that's what often happens with the partners of F1 drivers. They become mini celebrities, and very quickly. Oh, and Esteban's parents were there, and I'd like to show you a photo. In fact, I invested about 20 minutes chasing a photo of his parents, but unfortunately I dipped out. The best I got was a shot of Dad on his own at a table in the hospitality suite.
And it is the 1700 Blue Magnanta. Nice. We need one more chest. And we need a sign. And he will get the last place. Betty Blue. Yep, Betty Blue Magnanta. You go down. Blue Magnanta. +1. Oh, that's done. Let's see, what should I do now? Let's continue this, and we're placing that down, and then we're done with the stream. 1,700.
Yeah, Gasly
fishes
had his
collected.
parents there, John Jacques and Pascal, along with his girlfriend Kika. I'll go to a funny story about that in a second. But if you're wondering where his parents watched the race from, there's a deck at the back of the engineering motorhome where there's a big television, and that's where I caught Pascal, Jean Jacques, and Pierre's manager Guillaume out the back watching on the television. Now, my story about Kika and Pierre, from both Saturday and Sunday, and I'll go to Saturday, I saw the pair walking in. Pierre had security guards either side of him, and they walked within a shoulder's length of Pierre. And so at some stage, I just gestured to him, any chance of getting Kika to come join you so I get a shot of the pair? And he's looked back and sort of gestured, come on up. Then he's looked at the security guard, and she hasn't moved, and Kika's starting to move up. He's looked at the security guard again, then just given a little, move over. And that happened again on the Sunday, where these security guards walk so close to the drivers that their partners can't come next to them. But we sorted that out for Sunday as well. Daniel Ricciardo's girlfriend Heidi wasn't at the track, at least if she was, I didn't see her, but his parents were there, Joe and Grace, and they will be coming to another race before they head back to Australia, where they live in Perth, not far from me. Valtteri and Tiffany were together for Sunday. Caught them coming in, and at the back of the FIA garage, I gather Tiffany had to make a rushed exit to catch her flight, because she's actually caught Valtteri, given him a kiss, said goodbye, and then she's rushed off, because the traffic out of that track at the time that they wanted to leave was horrendous. So maybe she got a helicopter transfer, because I reckon it would have taken at least 90.
No. Yeah, sure. Oh, the silence ad. Cotton.
minutes to get to the airport from where we were at the track. Oh, and finally Mick Schumacher was along with his girlfriend Leila Hasanovic. They're very open now, more than happy to come in holding hands, which is great. His last relationship was much more private, but it's very hard to be private in the F1 paddock when you've got 20 or 30 photographers and TV cameramen waiting to snap you as you arrive at the track. Now I mentioned over the
Come
weekend...
on, Mick Schumacher, back to Formula 1, please be.
Flavio Briatore was back with Alpine. Very controversial appointment. I was speaking to one of their PR guys and I said, how's it going with Flavio? And he said, well, it's obviously worked pretty well. Look at our performance on race day and in quali, and their F1 Academy team had a win as well. So he was putting all that down to Flavio being back on board. Here's something you won't see on Sky TV or DAZN. It's the procedure when a driver goes to the toilet prior to a session. And this one was prior to qualifying. See, there are no toilets in the motorhome where the drivers get dressed.
One
so they come down these stairs,
fish for the
they
collection.
exit, go through a handful of, well, not a handful, it was a throng of people waiting for selfies and autographs, and then they rush into this toilet where their security guard stands guard at the front, and you can't go in. Charles, in this case, was left to have a wee in private, and when he comes out, obviously, he's shadowed back into the garage. Have I seen that before? No, I don't think I have. Certainly with the guys from the lower teams from the far end of the paddock, where they've got very few people out the back of the garage, it's never an issue. But up the popular end, this may well be a thing of the future. Of course, if there's toilets inside the hospitality suite or the engineering motorhome, that's not an issue. Let's jump now to Lando Norris. He didn't have any family with him this race, but I did catch him coming in on Saturday, and as he walked in, I was standing next to his photographer, and...
maybe they will be in Silverstone, or maybe... or Trident. We will end the day with a Trident also. Come on, and Trident. Oh my god. And I almost fucked it up. No Trident. Continue.
He just
Kym
did
Illman.
this, a funny grin with his eyes shut tight. I love that sort of stuff from Lando, and certainly you do too when I post those pictures on social media. Zach's tattoo. This is it now, having healed from, what was it?
Maybe he will have a Silverstone and Austria soon on him also. Man, how many tattoos? What if they actually make a championship car? And I mean, will he tattoo every race that he will be winning? And if he win, I mean, he have the date. So if he win this race again, will he get one more tattoo with a new date? And will he try like have it on the same area? So you have, I mean, this race will be under here with the new date.
Done 10 days ago.
Or will they just add the dates above? Man,
Looks pretty good. And this was his other tattoo, and I did think, in fact I put some money on it, that he would have a third tattoo after Lando's
yeah, like the third will soon come.
win yesterday, which didn't eventuate, and I'll go through that in just a second. Jack Doohan to Alpine. Yeah, lots of...
No, that's... Man, who fucking believes this? I mean, East Alpine is so bad that this is their future. Jack Doohan. The fuck? I mean, come on, Mick Schumacher could, I believe, it is so much better future. Or the most amazing future that could happen. Well, it could. I mean, everything can happen. Like Jack Doohan, for some reason. But Yoga Yu goes to Alpine. And then a future buy of a Chinese rich person that owns Geely, buys up Alpine, and then make it to a Lotus, and then we have a Chinese team with a Lotus name in Formula 1 that Jürgen Yu can be until he's not good enough for this championship container team. But yeah, I mean, that's my beliefs, or hoping that if the Alpine becomes Lotus, a Chinese team with the name Lotus, and Jürgen Yu can still be in Alpine / Formula 1, or we go the Mick Schumacher route because he's already in Alpine race, already driving for Alpine. Or we fucking do with the Jack Doohan. What sounds more fun? Apparently Jack Doohan.
Talk, and we think it's going to happen. We think he's definitely the front runner. Perhaps we're just in.
Why? We have also fucking Drogovic. Why the fuck did we pick Jack Doohan before fucking anyone else? Come on. Make the people that actually won the Formula 2 championship. We have fucking Vesti also. The fuck is this? But Jack Doohan? Really?
Contractual stages now, waiting for paperwork to be signed.
Oh, fuck no.
But,
fuck Alpine then.
It'd be great to have a third Australian on the grid.
Let's
go to the race itself. Prior to it, I was in pit lane shooting cars, doing their formation laps.
It would be great have a we had Hulkenberg. Fuck up me. One more German wouldn't be that bad either.
To the back of the grid to get the cars coming towards me. Celebrity-wise, we had a French actress and a footballer, but really we were devoid of any.
Or fucking a guy, someone from fucking Brazil. Why do we need a third person from Australia when we can have one from Brazil? Just, man, what the fuck is this? Clown show.
Celebrity news on the grid. So after the national anthem, I headed down to turn 1. Right.
Or we can say, hey, pick Jack Doohan, and I hope your car will be the fucking worst car you've ever made. So you can waste 1 year of him when a car is bad. And then when it's good, you can pick Mick Schumacher, or Drogovic, or Vesti.
I shot ground level just before they break. Well, it is phenomenal down there because you get 20 cars roaring towards you and there's no wire. It's clean above waist height. And at some point you think, right, they're getting a bit too close and you stop shooting, much like the situation in Monaco. But 3 wide, that doesn't happen very often. And like everybody...
Man, this guy, George Russell, fucking ruined the race for Lando Norris. The fight between Max Verstappen and Lando Norris got so fucking ruined just because he got past him. Oh, so annoying. The race or the win we could have had. But no, we got George Russell to lead 3 laps, and then he's fucking washed. And doesn't even fucking get to a podium. Man, so bad.
I was surprised to see George just appear out of nowhere. I hung around there for about 15 laps and I couldn't believe the number of overtakes I was seeing going into turn 1. And primarily that's due to the fact that we don't have that chicane, in the second last corner, third last corner now. So hence they're coming onto that straight with far more speed and they're able to pass as they get to turn 1. And about 2/3 of the way through the race, I headed back to the media centre, went down for Parc Fermé, where Max arrived, where he was jubilant. I then focused my attention on Lando, and not much, if any, excitement for him getting out of the car. And then up on the podium, I thought he was quite subdued. And then when he didn't do the spike of the bottle, I figured, right, he's not happy with his...
Yeah, but why would they be happy? He finished P2 when he could have finished P1, but George Russell ruined it. Man, what the fuck?
Performance.
Like
and it turned out to be the case that yes, he was disappointed because he felt he had the fastest car and just mucked the start up, and that cost him dearly. He could well have had win number 2 in his career. Had to settle with a second. And I think it's great for his maturity now and for the sport that he's not satisfied with second. And then to the press conference, which I didn't go to, but I have seen this picture pop up.
Then we have Lewis Hamilton happy with the podium.
Everywhere, with Lewis just lying down waiting for Max and Lando to arrive. And if you didn't see, this was the post that F1 put up on their page, to which Lewis replied, "What is this music? I was listening to Bob Marley." Anyway, it was a great St. Juan day here in Barcelona. If you're not sure what that means fireworks at night. And I had no idea that the race coincided with that day. And I've got this beautiful apartment with a lovely balcony. So last night we had hours and hours of amazing fireworks. We did actually have a near incident up here when Jace's girlfriend Danica decided she'd hold one of those fireworks to see how it went, letting it off in her hand, but failed to let it go. Anyway, she's recovered, she's fine.
Let go, let go, let go, let go!
Oh my god.
That's why we don't do that anymore.
Oh yeah, it's on fire.
Oh my god, fuck me. You didn't let go. Why did you hold it? You can just use a bottle. Oh my god.
Okay now. Oh my god! Oh, that was funny. Okay, let's see the video.
With that said, people, I'm going to invite you to go and check out all my other content and merchandise at all of these sites. Thanks for watching and stay passionate.
Yeah, sure.
Have been blocked up. Oh, shut the...
That's why you don't have fucking sounds on the phone. Fucking is so annoying. Oh shit. The max ad. Go away. Let's see. We can end it now. We go up. We going up. Da, 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 da. Oh shit, I missed stopping it. Well, who cares? It was the max ad that can one more but yeah, 1,700. Oh shit, I never changed that. So we saw the max ad. Yeah, so 1,700. We need to write that down. $1,700. Now we just 1,000 left. Then we have 2,700. And yeah, Formula 1 will be happening. So in 1, 2, 3 days, the practice will start. And then we Formula 1 in Austria, I believe. Austria. Yep, Austria. And hopefully Lando Norris win, but who knows if that will happen. But yeah,